From pretty much the present, this is your host, Adam Graham, welcoming you to a week of old-time radio detective podcast from 2013. Because these podcast episodes are quite old, offers and information contained in them are not valid unless they are reflected on our website at greatdetectives.net. Now enjoy a week of podcasts from our archives at the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. Welcome to the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham. If you have a comment, email it to me, box13 at greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter, Radio Detectives, and become one of our friends on Facebook, facebook.com/Radio Detectives. Today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thanks so much for your support. And especially want to thank Don for sending along his donation via mail. And we'll talk a little more about his comments at the end of the program. Here now is today's episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This was one that was promised actually after the Gerald Moore audition and at the end of the Bob Bailey script from last week. So here now is The Molly K. Matter, Part 1 and Part 2.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Bob Bailey as
Johnny Dollar.
Dave Borger, Johnny, Marine and Maritime Casualty.
Hiya, Dave.
Awful. I'm in mourning, Johnny, for Molly Kay.
Oh, sorry, Dave. You have my sympathy.
Save it. This is money, not sentiment. We had her insured for a cool $500,000.
You mean dames come that high these days?
No, but a rusty old tub of a freighter does.
What happened?
She steamed out of San Francisco Bay, bound for Yokohama. 20 miles off the Golden Gate, she upended and departed this world forever.
Real sudden, huh?
Too sudden. I don't like sudden things. Why don't you fly out there, Johnny? Take a look at the remains.
Sure, as long as you're willing to pay for it.
You're hired, but be careful. Don't get yourself killed.
While I'm on an expense account? Dave, you've got a lot to learn.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Home Office, Marine and Maritime Casualty Limited, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of my expenditures during the investigation of the Molly K. matter. Item 1, $164.50, plane fare and incidentals, Hartford to San Francisco. It was mid-morning when I landed, and the city on the Seven Hills glittered under the bright sun like a fabulous hoard of jewels. A cool, crisp breeze was driving the usual night's bank of fog out toward the open sea, and the clear waters of the bay danced and sparkled from the touch of the wind. It was a day and a place that felt lusty with life and the joy of living. And yet 36 hours before, the freighter Molly K, with a crew of 43 men, had steamed out across this same bay, passed under the high arch of the Golden Gate Bridge, and disappeared into the gray oblivion of the Pacific, gone down to her death. Item 2, $1.55, local transportation. Limousine to my hotel, where I barely had time to check in. Then a taxi down to the foot of Market Street, where Harbor Master Tim O'Rourke, a grizzled old veteran of the port, was about to preside at a preliminary board of inquiry in the ferry building.
All right, boys, all right. Let's have it quiet. Now, all of us know what we're here for, but just to make it official, I have to announce that this is the preliminary hearing of a board of inquiry investigating the loss by sinking of the vessel Molly K. Needless to say, for you that know me, the proceedings are going to be pretty informal.
Yeah, you can be sure of that.
All right. Now, the bare facts seem to go something like this. The Molly K cleared her berth at Pier 29 at 10:12 p.m. night before last. Destination, Yokohama. Primary cargo, grain. The Molly K was a steel-hulled Class C freighter, oil-fueled, with a steam turbine drive. She was under the command of her owner, Captain Edgar Brawley of San Francisco. Now, is Captain Brawley present?
I am. But if you're expecting me to testify...
Later, Captain, later. All right. At 10:38, the Molly K dropped her pilot and proceeded on out to sea. Fog conditions were reported at the time as medium to dense. Then at 12:49 a.m., the radio operator on duty at the Point Bonita Coast Guard station picked up the first distress signal. Now I'll call the first witness, the officer in charge of the rescue operation, Lieutenant Commander Barton Fields of the United States Coast Guard. Will you take the witness chair, Commander? Now raise your right hand, Commander. Do you swear the testimony
the
you're about
inquiry
to
moved
give
along,
is the whole truth,
but not
and
much
nothing
came
but the
out that
truth,
wasn't
so help
already
you?
known. The Coast Guard commander testified that 5 minutes after the first distress call, the Molly K had sent a second SOS, stating she was sinking rapidly by the bow. According to the message, the vessel had struck a submerged derelict. The captain and crew had taken to the lifeboats, and 2 of these were picked up immediately. A third boat, missed in the heavy fog, made shore and beached under its own efforts.
Now, according to this report, 2 men, William Mack, machinist, and Benny Wong, steward, are still missing. Now, further search has now been abandoned, and these men are presumed to be dead. I think that's all, Commander. Thank you. Now, will radio operator G.A. Beck take the witness chair?
While the testimony went on, I studied the teletypes from the home office that I'd picked up at the hotel. Again, nothing much that wasn't already known, with a few exceptions. A stray fact or two, a couple of odd details, nothing else. But the seeds of suspicion are pretty small, and if they're kept well watered, sometimes they grow up into nice, tall, blooming hunch plants. Then Chairman O'Rourke called the witness I was most interested in.
Will Captain Edgar Brawley please take the chair?
The man who stood to collect $500,000 if the sinking was legitimate. But I was pretty sure it wasn't.
Raise your right hand, Captain. Do you swear that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You can sit down.
He was a man about 50, maybe older, but he had the body of a young bull. Hard, stubborn, belligerent. He figured to be a tough lad to tangle with in court or on the deck of a ship.
Now, Captain, will you tell us what happened in your own words?
Starting where?
From the time you dropped the pilot. Unless something happened earlier that might have some bearing on this case.
There wasn't nothing happened earlier or later that got any bearing on it. We hit a submerged derelict, that's all. Now, what more do you want to know?
Your story, Captain. Just for the record.
Be no different from what you've already heard from all the rest of them here.
This is an official board of inquiry, Captain, whether you like it or not. I'll be the judge of what's important and what isn't.
Yes, sir. Well, after we dropped the pilot, I set a course north 77 west, aimed to bring us into the main shipping lane by daybreak. Then I assigned the watches, had the deck gear stowed away, opened the trip log, got ready to settle down for the night's run.
Normal procedure, in other words.
That's what I told her. There wasn't nothing that was...
Go on with your story, Captain.
My first officer took over the bridge, like he already told you he did, and I went to my quarters.
What was the weather like at the time?
Same as it'd been all evening, so foggy you couldn't see 100 feet from the bridge.
And you took all the usual precautions prescribed for such a condition?
Of course.
Go on.
Well, it was a while before midnight. I was still in my quarters, awake in my bunk when she hit. It was a big crash, like a torpedo had took us, and the lights went out. We started losing the headway, and a couple of minutes later, the engineer cut the engines and pulled his fires. Water had busted right through number 1 and number 2 bulkheads and was rising fast in the boiler room. Must have ripped half the bottom out of her.
What did you do next?
I called the engine room gang on deck, and... well, then I give the order to abandon ship. She sank less than 10 minutes after we got the boats off. Well, I guess that's about the size of it. Submerged derelict in the shipping lane. It was an accident, pure and simple.
All right, Captain. I guess there's nothing
Mr.
more
Chairman.
we can... Mr. Dollar?
I wonder if I could have your permission to ask the captain a few questions.
Well, it's kind of unusual, but like I said, this is an informal hearing, so, Captain Brawley, Mr. Dollar is a special investigator for the insurance company that holds the policy on your ship. His position here is unofficial, of course, and you're under no obligation. It's up to you.
Well, I've told you all I know about it. I got nothing to hide, if that's what you're talking about. Not one single thing. All right. Let him ask till he's blue in the face.
Go ahead, Mr. Dollar.
Thank you. Captain Brawley, we've heard quite a lot about your last sailing for Yokohama night before last. But there hasn't been any mention of the first time you started to leave, a little over a week ago.
Had no bearing on this.
Maybe not, but let's talk about it anyway. According to my report, you were 6 hours out of San Francisco when you radioed the Coast Guard to stand by. You had a cargo fire in number 2 hold.
That's right.
A little while later, you told them you had the fire under control, but you were returning to port.
I wanted to check the damage, make sure the ship was sound.
Yeah. So you laid up in harbor for a week. You filed a claim with our home office in Hartford for estimated damages of $6,300.
Come to more.
But when the company appraiser called at your office on Pier 29, you refused him admittance to the ship, and an hour later you wired Hartford and canceled your claim.
That's right.
A $6,300 loss, fully covered by insurance, and you suddenly decided not to make any claim for it?
I'd have lost more if I had claimed it.
How do you figure that?
Because I had found out that I'd have to lay up here for another 2 weeks while that sneaking company of yours checked the facts, as they called it. I had a cargo on board. I had a delivery date ahead of me. Couldn't afford to waste 2 weeks.
What caused the fire?
I don't know.
Who found it and reported it?
Man named Bill Mack. All right. He was one of the 2 men that drowned when the ship went down. What of it? What are you trying to make out of it?
All right, let's quiet down now. Let's have order in here.
Now, at the time of the accident, Captain, the sinking, we're led to believe that it was a little foggy out that night.
You doubt it?
No, not in the least. That's why I can't quite understand how you managed to see that submerged derelict.
I didn't see it.
Then who did?
Nobody, as far as I know. That fog, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face.
There was no fog the next day. The Coast Guard searched the area for hours, and they didn't see it either.
Well, it probably sunk when we hit it. Just what are you getting at, Dollar?
How do you know there was any submerged derelict, Captain?
What do you mean?
You said there was a big crash. All the crew members described the accident as a sudden hard shock. In fact, one of them, Mr. Hawkins there, who was up forward on bow lookout, said it felt like a blast, like something...
No, you don't. Oh, no, you don't.
Mr. Hawkins.
I didn't say it was no blast. What I said was it just kind of felt like one. You ain't gonna go putting no words like that in my mouth, Mr. Dollar. You ain't gonna get me mixed up in this.
Mixed up in what, Mr. Hawkins?
In this here whatever's going on, or whatever you're trying to claim is going on. I just don't know nothing about it, about anything. And I just don't want anybody putting words in my mouth, that's all. Claiming I said something I didn't. Well...
Just what exactly is it you're hinting at, Mr. Dollar?
Not hitting, Captain. I'm saying it. I don't think there was a derelict. I think the Molly K was sunk by an explosive charge placed in a hole.
Are you accusing me of that?
I'm not accusing anybody, not yet.
All right, now let's settle down. Are you claiming I'd sink my own ship just to collect a few lousy bucks worth of insurance?
I don't know who did it, Captain Brawley, but I'm going to find out. And whoever it was, they're in it up to their neck. 2 men died when the Molly K went down, so this thing's a whole lot worse than just a crooked insurance racket. It's a case of cold-blooded murder. Outside, after the hearing adjourned, I turned west and walked along the Embarcadero. I looked at the crowds and the sunshine and the seagulls out over the bay. It was all brisk and bright and cheerful. But I felt cold in the pit of my stomach. They were scared in there, all of them, scared to death. The smell of fear in that hearing room was so thick you could cut it with a knife. And I meant to find out why. Johnny Dollar.
You don't know me, Mr. Dollar, but you're going to.
Well, I can hardly wait.
You won't have to wait. I want you to meet me tonight.
Where?
On the waterfront. 9 o'clock. Yes?
It's dark down there at 9. It might be dangerous.
Are you scared?
Strange women always scare me. Where on the waterfront?
Pier 29.
That's where the Molly Kay was birthed before she sank.
Molly Kay was my mother. Meet me at 9?
I don't know. Blind dates never work out for me. I'm always sorry afterwards.
You won't be sorry this time.
Is that a promise?
That's a promise.
From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, present location San Francisco, to the Home Office, Marine and Maritime Casualty Limited, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, the Molly Kay matter. Expense account continued. Item 3, $4.65. Food. I needed it. It had been a rough day, rough from the standpoint of legwork. I'd covered most of the usual sources and usual angles, and for all I learned, I might as well have stayed in bed. The freighter Molly Kay had sailed out of San Francisco Harbor and gone down in the Pacific, and nobody wanted to talk about it. They were all too busy shaking in their boots and looking over their shoulders, scared to death. I was even beginning to look over my shoulder. Item 4, 70 cents, taxi to the Embarcadero. Sure, I kept that blind date. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Here, keep the change. It was dark and lonely along the waterfront. The fog was down, drifting in off the bay, dimming the scattered streetlights with a damp haze and muffling the sounds of the city. Alcatraz, lost and hidden somewhere behind the murky, wet blanket, kept sounding its mournful warning across the water. And the night gulls seemed to cry out in answer to it. I crossed the siding tracks and headed toward Pier 29 and toward whatever was waiting for me there. Or whoever. The office and warehouse of the Brawley Shipping Company, owner of the Molly Kay, was about halfway out the pier. I'd been there earlier in the day and found it closed and locked. But there was a dim light burning there now. I headed toward it. Just about then, as I passed under the last wharf light and turned toward the office door, I started to get that old feeling. I'd had it before in other places. Once in the heart of an Orinoco jungle, in an alleyway in the Casbah of Algiers, one time in London Soho, and again in Suez. Somewhere, close by, hidden by the fog and shadows, there was somebody watching me. I stood listening, straining to hear some telltale sound in the darkness. Nothing. But there were a dozen hiding places within a radius of 50 feet, and I wasn't fool enough to start searching them, not knowing what I'd find. I turned to open the door to the Brawley office.
Get your hands up, Mac.
He'd been standing behind a post right beside the door.
Okay. Now, what are you prowling around here for?
I was restless, couldn't sleep, and I loved that foghorn. Wanted to get close to it.
Knock it off, wise guy. This is a gun in your back, not a peppermint stick.
Oh, don't say things like that. I faint easy.
One more smart crack at... Wait a minute. Turn around toward the light.
Sure. I'm always glad to oblige. Just sucker. Oh. All right, come on, let go of it.
Stop it.
Let go of that gun.
You're going to break my...
All right. Come on, get up, get up. Come on your feet.
Okay, Dollar. So they're right about you. You are tough.
Is that what they say?
I've heard it around.
Then how come you jumped me?
I didn't know it was you, not till you turned toward the light. Just saw somebody was prowling around the office here.
Who's there? What's going on?
It's all right, Ellen.
Dean, what are you doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Why, I just came down to do some work on the books and... Oh.
This is that insurance investigator, Johnny Dollar.
Yes, I know.
What do you mean you know?
I asked Mr. Dollar to meet me here tonight.
Why? What are you up to?
Nothing. I wanted to talk to him, that's all.
Down here alone, huh? At this time of night?
Dean, suppose we talk about it tomorrow.
Okay. That's the way you feel.
Not a matter of how. We'll discuss it tomorrow.
All right. Oh, the gun, Dollar. Do I get it back?
Oh, sure. Here you are. Don't let anybody take it away from you now.
Don't worry. They won't.
I'll see you tomorrow, Dean.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Come in, Mr. Dollar.
I followed her into a suite of offices that were a lot plusher on the inside than they were on the outs. Mahogany paneling, leather chairs, rugs, sofa, an open fire burning. Small, but cozy, like the girl herself. So we talked. The weather, the fog, the weather yesterday, how we like San Francisco, sparring-type talk. Then finally came the tip-off that we were going to get down to business.
Would you like a drink, Mr. Dollar?
I poured scotch for both of us, and the clink of ice served as opening bell for the first round.
Mr. Dollar sounds so oddly formal. Do you mind if I call you Johnny?
Johnny it is. And you?
Ellen Brawley. I guess I am a little slow in introducing myself. But it upset me. Dean being out there, I mean. And acting the way he did.
You're Captain Brawley's daughter.
Yes. As I told you on the phone, Molly Kay was my mother's name. Father thought the world of her. It broke his heart when she died. Later, he named his ship after her.
And now the ship is gone, too.
Yes.
Ellen, what about this man you call Dean? How does he figure in this?
Dean Sutton, he's an exporter. I've known him for some time. He's not usually the way he was tonight.
Jealousy always makes a difference.
Jealousy?
Sure, it's stuck out all over him.
He just does business with my father. It was his cargo that sank with the Molly Kay. Grain, bound for Japan.
Oh, I see.
I've gone out with him quite a lot, but he takes far too much for granted. I'm a free agent, Johnny. I call my own shots.
Yeah, I guess you do. So tonight you call me.
I heard about the hearing. How you questioned my father. Accused him of sinking his own ship to collect the insurance.
I didn't accuse him.
It amounted to that, didn't it?
I said I was sure somebody had done it. He put the shoe on his own foot before I even had it out of the box.
What makes you so sure?
Oh, a lot of little things that don't add up.
What little things don't add up, Johnny?
Oh, this and that. Did you know your father put a heavy mortgage on the Molly Kay 7 months ago?
How did you find out?
Bureau of Records, Maritime Division. Know when the mortgage comes due?
Next month. He had to install new boilers. That's why he did it. And he'd have been able to pay it off after this last voyage.
He'd also be able to pay it off after he collected the insurance and have a lot left over.
You're wrong. You don't know my father.
No, I don't. Do you know who holds that mortgage?
A woman named Lu Tang.
That's right. Better known as Shanghai Lu. She owns a nightclub up in Chinatown. Quite a girl.
You know her?
Very well. All right, Ellen, let's quit circling around and get to the point. What's on your mind?
I don't know. Nothing, really, I guess. I just wanted to tell you that you're wrong. About my father, I mean. If the Molly Kay was sunk deliberately, he had no part in it.
I'll make a note of that, even though your opinion may be a little bit prejudiced. Well...
Are you leaving?
Might be a good idea, don't you think?
Wait. Johnny?
Yeah?
I was sort of hoping we'd be friends, maybe.
Oh, I feel very friendly toward you.
Do you, Johnny? As much as this. That much, Johnny?
That's pretty friendly.
I told you. I call my own shots.
I know. But you didn't tell me you're engaged to Dean Sutton. I found that out from a newspaper file.
It was all a mistake. It's his idea.
I thought you always called your own shots.
Don't go, Johnny. I promised you on the phone that if you came, you wouldn't be sorry.
I'm not. Good night, Ellen. Outside on the pier, the fog was thicker than ever. The wharf lights were dim glows in the swirl of mist, and sounds, even close ones, were muffled and hollow. I couldn't figure Ellen Brawley, at least not completely, where she stood in this and the reason for the pitch she'd made. I left the pier and turned west along the Embarcadero.
Mr. Dollar?
Huh?
Over here. Get out of the light. Evening, sir.
You're out late, Mr. Hawkins.
Well, I was waiting around. I kind of wanted to talk to you. I saw you come in the taxicab earlier.
All right, let's talk.
I hope you don't hold it against me, jumping up in the hearing room that way, but I was scared.
Scared of what, Mr. Hawkins?
I don't rightly know. That's the trouble. But there's something strange going on, Mr. Dollar. And it ain't safe for a man to let on he notices. The whole crew feels the same way. That's why they ain't talking about it.
About what?
Things that's happened. Things that ain't been brought out yet. And I wouldn't be talking neither if Bill Mack hadn't been a mighty good friend of mine.
Bill Mack. He was one of the 2 men who went down with the ship.
That he did. May he rest in peace. But you're wrong, Mr. Dollar. There wasn't 2 men. Bill was the only one.
What?
That Chinese steward, Benny Wong, he didn't drown. He was in that lifeboat that got to shore.
Then the men in the boat knew it. Why didn't they say so?
Well, they was scared to. He disappeared later, and they was all scared to say anything. I don't know what's happened to him since...
Here, back of this wall. Keep your head down. I crouched behind the concrete tide wall, my gun drawn, and peered into the darkness, trying to catch some sign of movement behind the blanket of fog, listening for some faint sound that might be the giveaway. Nothing. And to go hunting in those shadows against somebody who knew the waterfront would be about as healthy as stepping out in front of a truck.
I gotta get out of here, Mr. Dollar. I gotta get away from here.
Hawkins, wait!
I ain't doing any more talking. And it won't do you no good to ask. They know every move a man makes. I got nothing more to say. All I want is to stay alive.
So that was that. Fear again. He was scared to death. And I couldn't very well blame him. That shot had come close. But there was one thing Hawkins hadn't thought of. I had. And I didn't like the thought. That bullet might not have been meant for him. It could have been aimed at me.
Now, here's our star, Bob Bailey, to tell you about tomorrow's episode of this story.
Thanks. Tomorrow night we find out that a dead man can tell a tale. It all depends on how he died. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by Les Crutchfield, the entire production is under the direction of Jack Johnstone. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Welcome back. Well, there was a great example here of what you're able to do when you have these multi-part shows with that courtroom scene or the inquiry scene. It's great drama. classic. It's not something you can do in a show where you only have 30 minutes for the whole shebang, or at least not something you can do in the kind of detail they did in this episode. So, good case getting started. We'll look forward to more. Speaking of more, we do have some reactions to the Gerald Moore performance last week, or I should say a couple weeks ago. Joan says, I thoroughly enjoyed Gerald Moore as Johnny Dollar on Friday, but I like him as Philip Marlowe and Bob Bailey as Johnny Dollar. I thought I'd give you my 2 cents worth. Have a good weekend. Well, thanks so much. I think there's probably a fair amount of agreement on that, actually. Then Bill says, I listened to the Trans-Pacific Matter starring Gerald Moore. I actually keep a spreadsheet of the OTR shows I've heard so that I don't duplicate them unless I wish to do so. As I searched under the title, I found the John Lunn version. It was 5:15 that I heard on October 14th, 2011. And that's certainly correct. Although I've enjoyed many Philip Marlowe episodes with Gerald Moore, in this Johnny Dollar episode, he was far too much a tough guy rather than an insurance investigator. To date, John Lunn has definitely been my favorite. Johnny Dollar, however, I'm looking forward to the Bob Bailey episodes. As always, keep up the great work. And I guess that is a point, and it may be one reason, or it may be a reason why the Trans-Pacific Matter really is not a great audition for Johnny Dollar. Because there are times when being Johnny Dollar calls for a good amount of toughness and action. There are also sometimes where tenderness, professionals, and that sort of thing, wide variety of different things needed. What happened in this case is you had a script that really only gave a good opportunity to portray the tougher and tender. But I definitely feel that CBS made the right choice when they put Bob Bailey on. Then I received this from Don. He sent a letter. Adam, again, thank you for all your efforts. Found new old-time radio shows that I never had a chance to hear. Next to Johnny Dollar, I think Pat Novak for Hire is the best. At first, I did not like the commentaries, but I've learned quite a lot and find myself waiting for something new from each of them. Well, thanks so much for your support, Don. And this is actually about the third donation we've received through the mail in the past month or so. It has me kind of thinking about maybe it might be worthwhile to get a P.O. box for the show. Do you think that'd be a worthwhile idea or not? I'd love to hear from you on that. But that will actually do it for today. We will be back tomorrow with the adventures of Frank Race. And then join us on Wednesday where we continue the Molly K. Matter. Well, I do want to encourage you, if you have a Kindle, to pick up a copy of my new ebook, What Made the Golden Age Shine. I have a lot of listeners ask, and just other people, when I mention that I do old-time radio, how and why I'm interested in Golden Age material, and this provides a pretty good answer, taking a look at what really makes it interesting and unique. So pick up your copy of What Made the Golden Age Shine, available for the Kindle. Now it's time for today's episode of The Adventures of Frank Race, The Adventure of the Nightcrawler.
The Adventures of Frank Race, starring Paul Dubov, with Tony Barrett as Mark Donovan. The war changed many things, the face of the earth and the people on it. Before the war, Frank Race worked as an attorney, but he traded his law books for the cloak and dagger of the OSS. And when it was over, his former life was over too. Adventure had become his business. The Adventures of Frank Race. And now
now we join Frank Race for the adventure of the Nightcrawler.
The telephone is a wonderful invention. It can get you company when you're lonely and food when you're lazy. I was staring at the instrument fondly, mulling a list of young ladies I might invite for dinner, and dreaming of the delicacies my favorite caterer could whip up on the spur of the moment. But instead of waiting for me, the telephone acted on its own, reminding me of one of its less pleasant functions. It can call you for work. I was going to ignore it, but it's hard to ignore things when Mark Donovan is around.
Well, ain't you going to answer the thing?
My instinct tells me to skip it.
Yeah, well, maybe your instinct is going to louse you up. Suppose that is one of the babes you was going to call, and she thinks you ain't around and called somebody else.
You've got a point, Marcus. Hello?
Charter Grant, Race.
Yes, Charter.
I've sent somebody over to see you. Should be there in a minute.
Insurance case?
No, just a legal client of mine. It has to do with mass murder.
Mass murder? Listen, Charter, if this is another screwy assignment like the last one,
Oh, wait till you hear it. And Race.
Yes?
Keep your sense of humor handy. You may need it. So long.
Oh, great.
Oh, that wasn't one of your games.
No, work. I guess we don't date tonight.
What do you mean, we don't? I am going square dancing.
Oh, that I'd love to see. All right, Scoot, but leave the door open. I'm expecting company.
Okay, I'll see you later.
An assignment from Charter Grant may mean almost anything. Sometimes it's just routine, but other times... Well, I sat there thinking of some of the other times. I thought about them until a man walked into the room, and I knew immediately that this was one of the other times. He was wearing ankle-tight pants, a 1912 model suit with lapels about an inch wide, and a derby hat. He was also sporting a mustache that belonged in a barbershop quartet. I looked him over quickly to see if a lighted fuse was sticking out of any of his pockets, because he seemed ready to explode.
Ooh, I tell you, whoever's doing, you have got to find them and make them stop right away before I'm around. Dying they are like flies, millions of them from some murder.
Whoa, slow down. Who are you?
Karlsmeyer's the name, Rudolf Karlsmeyer. But I will soon change it to mud unless you find the murderers. Oh, those bummers, whoever they are.
Look, Karlsmeyer, murders are for the police.
Police, what do they care? They laugh on me. And last week alone is killed more than 50,000.
50,000 people?
People? No, not people. Who cares for people? Do I sell people? I'm talking about worms, the nicer, sweeter, fat. Oh, you should see them.
Did you say worms?
Yeah, that's my business. I sell them, you see, in cans.
Oh, canned worms for fishing.
Yeah, you understand? Yeah, but some murderer, some cold-blooded, vicious killer, he is wiping them out. Oh, those poor little... excuse me, but how could a little worm in a can defend himself?
Look,
how?
I must be out of my mind, but maybe I can help you. You sell canned worms for fishing, and something's been happening to them.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what it is?
Nein. My partner and me...
You have a partner?
Of course. His name is... I can't pronounce it. He answers his card with mine. It's here.
Hookham Good Worm Company. Rudolf Krausmeyer,
that's me,
president.
Yeah.
Jabez Abernathy, vice president.
Yeah, that's him. That's the fellow that
Jabez Abernathy.
Yeah, that he is my partner.
Uh-huh.
You see, we are both Yankees from Vermont.
Yes, I see.
You understand, I had a delicatessen and I sold it to go into the worm business. Only now, when we are shipping out the worms to the sports stores, they are getting there dead. Did you understand? Oh, please, you have to help them. How could a little worm in a can...
All right, Krausmeyer, all right. I see by the card that your place of business is on Long Island. I'll come out in the morning and have a look around. The Hookham Good Worm Company turned out to be a group of long, low buildings resembling hothouses with a modern office structure fronting on the road, adjoined by a canning shed and a truck platform. Across the road was a diner, and I stepped in there to have my morning coffee. I was about to down the last mouthful and reach for my check, but the hand of the man next to me got there first.
I'll buy, friend.
Well, that's very kind of you, but since we've never met, why the treat?
I like to make friends and influence people. I'm betting you and I are going to get real friendly.
So you can influence me?
Maybe. Going across the road?
Maybe.
I'll go with you. Here's for the coffees, Mac.
Hey, don't you want your change?
No, keep it.
Oh, thanks.
Well, now that we're outside, what are you selling?
Let's call it advice, Race.
Oh, you know my name. You're one up on me.
I'm Buddy Tanner. I work for Joey Craig.
Which means you'd break a man's arm for $20 or kill him for $100.
That's just nasty newspaper propaganda. You got Joey all wrong. He loves people, especially you. That's why he sent me out to talk to you.
Start talking.
Joey says worms are for fish. So a guy'd have to be a poor fish to get mixed up in this thing. Don't nibble. You might get hooked.
I might. And on the other hand, I might land a blowfish like you. Here's the dime you put out for my coffee. But I wouldn't give another dime for your chances of keeping your teeth if I see you around here again. I turned my back on him and started across the road, and that was a mistake. In the middle of the highway, I waited for a car to go by, but as it approached, Tanner came up behind me and pushed, and I went sprawling in the road.
Did I hit you?
No. A near miss, thanks to some very neat driving.
Oh, you're lucky I slowed down to turn in here. Didn't that other man push you?
Yes, he did.
Well, he ran into the trees on the other side of the road.
No need to go after him now. He'll keep.
We better get out of the road.
That's a good idea.
Look, if you want to catch your breath, come into the office. My father's one of the owners.
Oh? Krausmeyer or Abernathy?
I'm Gloria Abernathy.
And from the looks of you, that's a nice thing to be. I'm Frank Race.
If you're fishing, Mr. Race, this is a good place to get your bait.
When we got inside the office, Krausmeyer was waiting, with all the patience of a man who's been sitting on a hot stove. He was bouncing around like a basketball being dribbled toward the goal.
Already, you see, already the wolves, they're closing in, you understand? Oh, I should only have take my nice, quiet delicatessen. For the rest of my life, I would slice bologna and never a word of complaining.
What's wrong, Mr. Krausmeyer? Where's my father?
Oh, he is in there in that office with a crazy boyfriend of yours who plays baseball and horses.
He's talking about Ted Waltham, Mr. Race.
The polo-playing Waltham?
Yes. Or as Mr. Krausmeyer calls it, baseball on horses. Ted and I are engaged. He owns these buildings.
Yeah, so if he is such a hot lover boy, why he keeps trying to take your father and me and throw us out with all the poor little baby worms? Why?
Is Waltham trying to get possession of the buildings?
Mm-hmm. You know, it's really very funny. Dad took a long-term lease, but Ted didn't know what the buildings were going to be used for. You see, he's a sportsman, and he has certain very definite ideas, especially about fishing.
I think I know what you mean. He's opposed to worm fishing. Many sportsmen are.
That's right. He says it isn't cricket. Fishermen should use lures and dry flies. That's his idea of sport. He says anybody can get a fish to bite at a worm.
Sport. So it's such a sport that the poor fish should get fooled with a piece of tin or a piece of painted wood. That's a sport. At least if he gets caught with a worm, he has for the last time something to eat.
This goes on all the time, Mr. Race. Oh, here they come now.
So, think it over.
I thought it over. There's no use trying to change my mind. A bargain's a bargain. We're staying.
Suit yourself. Oh, hello, darling.
Hello, Ted. Oh, this is Mr. Race, Ted Waltham.
How are you?
Hello, Ray. Coming out to watch me play?
Mm-hmm. Ready?
Yes. Goodbye, all. Don't forget, future father-in-law. Things keep going badly. I may be able to take the buildings anyhow.
Bye.
Oh, Race, follow him. That is him. That's the snake in the haystack you are looking for.
Don't talk like an idiot, Rudolph. Just because he wants the buildings back doesn't mean he's killing stock.
So who is killing them then? Who am I? I can't even stand to talk to him.
And I can't stand talking to you. Now look here, Race. My partner hired you, and it's all right with me if you can find the trouble. If you do, you get paid. If you don't, we don't owe you nothing. Is it a bargain?
It's a bargain, Abernathy.
All right, then. Take him out and show him through the breeding bed, Rudolph. I'd go with you, but I'm expecting Blake Carlin.
Who's Blake Carlin?
Another wolf already. We buy from him the cans for shipping the worms. Come. You must see them. Oh, they are the sweetest, fattest, nicest little worms you ever saw in your whole life.
Out in the buildings that resembled hothouses, I was given the lowdown on the breeding of worms. Ultraviolet rays, controlled temperatures, and other scientific apparatus combined to keep perfect atmospheric conditions. A pulpy substance like wood shavings filled the beds, and Rudolf Krausmeyer filled me in on the love life of the species.
Oh, that's lovely, huh? You know, at first I did not like the business, but when you get to know them, they are so wonderful. Oh, so affectionate. They got personalities just like people, you know. Better even. Oh,
I'll bet. Who's that down at the end of the road?
Where?
Over there.
Oh, that's Mr. McDermott. He is in charge of the place.
Let's talk to him.
Maybe you could, but I tell you something, I can't. I cannot understand him. He has the most terrible accent.
I'll try it. Hello.
How do you do, sir? Hello, Mr. Crossmeyer.
What do these worms feed on?
Oh, just the pulp in the beds, that's all.
Could they suffocate when packed?
Oh, no, sir. The tops of the cans have holes in them for air. I checked those, too. The holes are all open. They should live for as long as a year after shipping.
But they reach the stores dead.
I'm afraid that's right.
Here is the canning room through this door here. You would like to go in there?
Might as well complete the tour. Thanks, McDermott. Here's my card. Call me if anything unusual turns up.
Checked every load of pulp. Oh. All right. You finished your inspection?
Don't let me disturb you.
No, you're not disturbing us. I'm Blake Carlin. I supply the cans, so naturally I'm interested in your investigation, too. Got to keep the customers in business, you know.
Well, we've been double-checking the air holes, and they're all right.
Yeah, the air holes is all right, but the price is all wrong for the cans. They should be cheaper, all right.
Well, we made a 5-year deal when the cans were scarce, and we'll pay you.
It's the best I can do. If you want out on the contract, I'll let you go.
We want out.
We do not. A bargain's a bargain. Well, Race, any ideas?
A few. I'm going home and study up on the habits of worms. The worms I had in mind were the human type, Buddy Tanner and his boss Joey Craig. But like the night crawlers of the insect species, they can be found most easily in the late hours of the night. I curled up with a book on insect life to wait for the coming of midnight when Mark was due to arrive with a car. A few minutes before 12, the phone rang. Hello?
Mr. Reyes, this is McDermott, foreman out at the Hookham Good Worm Company.
Oh, yes, McDermott.
I've got something to show you. Can I come up?
Where are you?
Scarce door on Broadway near 59th.
That's only 3 blocks. Come on over.
I'll be there in 5 minutes. Goodbye.
Goodbye. The 5 minutes passed and the clock struck midnight. I listened to the beat of it, but there was no sign of McDermott. Another 10 minutes passed, 15, 20. Then the door banged open.
Hey, Race.
Oh, I thought it was somebody else, Mark.
Look, I'd been here before, but just as I was turning off Broadway at 59th, you know what happened?
You saw a killing.
Yeah. See, a guy comes out of the cigar store, see, and a black sedan pulls up to the curb and goes bang with a sawed-off shotgun. They jump the light, and in a minute the street is jammed. And the cops come up, and at first I think it's a gang killing, but it turns out to be just an ordinary Joe, a working guy by the name
Named McDermott.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. He couldn't be on the radio yet, even. How did you know?
He was just a poor fish, Mark. Hooked by a night crawler. Or maybe it was an angleworm. A human worm with an angle.
We'll return to the adventures of Frank Race in just about 1 minute. And now, back to the adventures of Frank Race.
You can't get information from a dead man. Mark drove me down to the morgue, and I identified McDermott's body. We checked the clothing he'd worn, his keys, a few cents in change, and a subway transfer. That was all. Mark said that McDermott had been carrying a small package, but there was no trace of it. It might have been lost in the street, or somebody who wanted it might have picked it up. We went out to the car and headed crosstown.
You know, Race, if that was some racketeer on that slab back there, I wouldn't care.
But when it's an ordinary, everyday citizen, you care very much. So do I.
Are the people mixed up in this? What do you think might have bumped him?
This was the work of a professional killer. The weapon points to it. So does the kind of car used, plus the fact that he was killed on a very busy street corner, even though it was late at night.
Hey, wait a minute. That fits in with the guy who tried to shove you under the car.
Buddy Tanner? Yes. Him or somebody else in Joey Craig's gang. But we want the person who paid to have the job done.
Yeah, but the only guy who can tell you that is the guy who pulled the trigger.
Right. So my plans for the evening haven't changed any. Drop me off at the Underground Club.
Oh, brother, we're really getting into something. Look, that place is always jammed with torpedoes and mobsters, and I... Wait. What do you mean, drop you off?
I mean, you're not coming in with me.
Are you off your...
I want them to make a play, and they may not if there are 2 of us. I have something else for you to do. Find Charter Grant. Get him out of bed if necessary. Ask him to brief you on the details of the partnership between Rudolph Krausmeyer and Jabez Abernathy. He's their attorney.
Oh, that's fine. Then what do I do? Go back to the morgue and wait till they put you on the empty slab next to McDermott?
Oh, I'll be all right, Marcus. Go back to the apartment and wait for me. If I don't show by morning, call police headquarters and ask them to play Button Button with Buddy Tanner and Joey Craig.
Okay, you say so. I'll take you to the Underground Club. But I hope you don't become a permanent member.
The Underground Club, an expensive atmosphere that almost bordered on good taste, but it missed. Most of the patrons belonged to the group who had a lot of trouble explaining their earnings when March 15th rolls around. Others who came there were only slumming, looking over the bad boys. Among those who may or may not have been slumming were a couple of new acquaintances. They hailed me.
Race! Oh, Race!
Over here, Race, the end of the bar.
Oh, hello.
Come and have a drink.
What are you doing here, Gloria? Ted?
Seeing how the other half lives. Care for a stinger?
Ooh, Dubonnet cocktail, I recommend.
Lucky you happened along. I have some business to attend to, and Glory Girl here wants to stay and watch the gangsters.
Care to take over as my escort, Race?
Just stay here alone if you don't. She's a very determined woman.
I have a little business myself with the gentleman at the corner table.
Oh, Joey Craig?
Yes, Joey Craig.
Well, that's the same man you just did business with, darling.
Why, I had a gambling debt to pay. Well, I'm going.
I'll wait here for Race.
Good night, Ellen.
Don't grow old waiting, baby. My business may take quite some time, or I may leave suddenly.
Oh, how interesting. I'll be right here.
Suit yourself. Hello, Joey.
When I'm sitting at a table, Race, and somebody comes up and joins me without being invited, I always figure it's a pretty stupid guy.
Why?
Because I might resent the intrusion. The hard way.
You did that once before, 2 years ago, and I had to break your pretty nose. You lost face with your boys for quite a while.
What do you want?
You mean, who do I want? One of your boys, Buddy Tanner. He tried to kill me.
Very inefficient. I'll cut his salary.
He was efficient enough a few hours ago when he killed a workman named McDermott. Where is he, Joey?
I'm right behind you. Don't turn around. There's a gun in your back. Get up and walk out the side door.
Yeah, Race. Come on out in the alley. We're having a party. Just for you. Get going. All right, Tanner. Let's go to work.
Oh.
No, Race, don't touch your head.
Oh.
You're pretty badly cut up.
Oh, they were pistol whipping me. How'd I get away?
When I saw them force you outside, I called the police. It scared them off. I was able to get you into my car and bring you home.
You probably saved my life.
Well, I think that might be a fair estimate, even if you did turn me down at the bar.
Well, how's patient?
He's all right now, Dad.
Thanks to your daughter. She thinks fast.
Comes from a long line of whale harpooners. Got to think fast. Race, there's a friend of yours outside. You want to see him?
Mark Donovan?
Yeah.
Have him come in.
All right, he says come in.
Holy cow, look at you. I know it, I know.
I'll get you some coffee.
What did you find out, Mark?
You all right?
Yeah.
Oh, not plenty. Look, do you know that there is dough in that wine business? They grossed about $250,000 last year. Dollars, that is, not wimes.
How about the partnership agreement?
Oh, it's a pip. That Krausmeyer character, he put up the dough. See, Abernathy had the idea.
How much?
$20,000. He sold his delicatessen. But look, get it. Here's the kicker. They've been at it almost 5 years, see? And at the end of 5 years, if either one ain't happy, he can buy the other guy out for 50 G's.
And if the business stopped paying off, one of them might be unhappy. Hand me my clothes.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
To make somebody unhappy.
But don't you understand? I don't want to sell my business out. I love the worms. And besides, the contract has got yet 2 more months.
You'll be out of it in 2 months anyhow. Do as I say, and I might be able to clear this up.
Oh, this is awful. Look, Everybody else, they got under them a cushion to land on, but not me, not me. If it goes to pieces, the business, my partner, he could start over again without me. That Walson who plays the baseball and horses, he could rent his buildings to somebody else. And even Colin with the cans, he could sell them to the salt company.
What salt company?
Oh, some crazy salt company that puts all the time the salt in the bags. Yeah. Now they got an idea that they sell it in cans, so you could shake it right out and not bother to fill the shaker.
All right. Now do as I say and call Abernathy.
Oh, how could I dare to leave those fat little devils? I don't know. Hello, this is Rodolph.
Go ahead. Come on.
I want you should buy me out right now.
I'll agree with us 2 more months to run. Like things then, I'll buy.
Yeah, but I want to sell now. You don't have to give me the $50,000. I take half.
Are you crazy, Rudolph?
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, I ain't letting you be such a fool. There's 2 more months, and if you want your $50,000, you can have it. But not before then, and not a penny less. Bargain's a bargain. Goodbye.
Oh, he's hanging up on me. Now I am out of business. And Hey, he said no. He wouldn't do it. He said.
Fine. That's all I wanted to know. I'll be seeing you later, Rudolph.
So he wouldn't buy Krausmeyer out at half price, huh? All right, what does that prove, though?
It proves that Abernathy is exactly what he seems to be. A solid New Englander who sticks to his bargains and holds other people to theirs. He isn't ruining the business so he can take it all over. Here, turn this next corner.
Okay. All right, wait a minute. The underground club's on this street.
Yes, my boy. Turn into the alley and go to the back of the place.
Look, you ain't going in there again, huh? You'll have bandages on your bandages.
No, Marcus, I'm not going in. We're going to wait for 2 gentlemen who are addicted to side doors. When they come, I've got a score to settle.
That guy Race may show up again.
If he does, we'll take him in the car and do the job right. You better ditch that package inside.
Now, Marcus!
Get up!
Hold up, you're right. And this is the payoff for the poor. What's the matter? Ain't you got that guy put away yet, Race?
This is one I want to chop up a little.
I quit, Race.
Who hired you?
Nobody.
Oh, beauty, real Pippin.
Thank you, Marcus, my boy. Tie him up and drive him down to police headquarters. Tell the inspector to book them for McDermott's murder. I'm going after the man who hired them.
Okay, who was it? Who?
I'll know for sure when I find the package McDermott had. It's hidden inside. If I get it, I'll go pick up the 3rd singer for this trio.
Oh. Hello, Race.
Hello, Carlin. Manufacturing cans seems to call for late hours.
Well, I've got a big new account, Race.
Canning salt, I heard. You had to cancel all your other business to handle it. But Abernathy wouldn't let you cancel. With him, a bargain's a bargain. So, unless you can give them your entire output, you lose your salt company account. That was bad. So you had to figure out a way to put Krausmeyer and Abernathy out of business.
How could I hurt them? I only supply the cans.
I know. Cans like these. A pair of them, and they look the same.
Where did you get those?
From Joey Craig and Buddy Tanner, who are now in jail charged with the murder of McDermott. A murder you hired them for when McDermott got wise to your stunt. Here. Watch me. I'll unscrew the tops of the cans. Look. Worms in one of them alive. In the other, dead. McDermott found an old can and filled it. Nothing happened. But the latest batch of cans, those are the ones you washed out with a very strong DDT solution before you sent them over, aren't they? DDT to kill the worms before they reach market.
That's a silly theory, Race. I'll show you why. It's in this drawer. See?
A gun. I see. But you won't use it. You'd pay somebody to kill me if you had a chance, but you can't do it yourself. So I'm going to take that gun away from you.
Race, I warn you.
Drop it. Drop it!
Race, just...
All right, Colin. I'll take you down to police headquarters. As Krausmeyer said, when a fish gets hooked for the last time, He's at least got a right to something to eat. And you'll be able to order anything you want in the death house.
The Adventures of Frank Race, starring Paul Dubov with Tony Barrett as Mark Donovan, comes to you from Hollywood. Others heard in tonight's cast were Michael Ann Barrett, Gunnar Peterson, Hal March, Bill Crawford, Wilms Herbert, and Dick Ryan. This series is written and directed by Buckley Angel and Joel Murcott. The music is composed and played by Ivan Ditmars. Be sure to be with us again this time next week for another dramatic chapter in The Adventures of Frank Race. Art Gilmore speaking. This is a Bruce Ells production.
Welcome back. Well, with the man who sold those cans caught, I think Race has put together a solid case, and there won't be any worming out of it. All right, if space generously added for any possible laughs. We do. I have to say that it was interesting to hear his description of what the phone was for. Because I've had the experience that online and texting kind of works the same way, though, and more and more we're not actually meeting people. But ordering food, I think I ordered my last pizza and sandwich delivery both off the internet. So same concept, different technology. All right, well, we do have a note from Bob in Texas. He says, I love the great detectives of old-time radio. Your introduction and commentary for the episode is outstanding. I have a great story to share with you. Every morning, I take my dog for a 30-minute walk, and right before I leave the house, I start your show on my iPhone. My dog, Jenny, recognizes the theme song for Great Detectives and starts running in circles in anticipation of her walk. I guess you could say that not only I love your show, but my dog, Jenny, is a big fan, too. Well, thanks so much for sharing, Bob, and I'm glad you enjoy the show and that it fills Jenny with anticipation. So have a great walk and a great rest of your day. That will actually do it for today. We'll be back tomorrow as we continue the Molly K matter on yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Well, today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thanks so much for your support. Now it's time for today's episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, as the Molly K matter continues with parts 3 and 4.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Bob Bailey as
Johnny Dollar.
Guess who, Johnny?
Lou Tang.
When they told me you had called, my heart jumped and beat faster. It has been a long time.
Too long. Hey, look, I want to see you, Lou.
Where are you? They only gave me a phone number.
It's a waterfront bar, foot of Drum Street, Sailors Hangout.
Then I'll call a taxi.
No, wait there. I've got a drunk on my hands.
Well, get rid of him. Or of her.
Can't do it, honey. This is a valuable drunk. You wait. I'll get there as soon as I can. And look, will you do me a favor, Lou?
Anything you want, Johnny.
Well, there's a man named Benny Wong. I think he's been hiding out in Chinatown for the last 2 days. Can you find him for me?
So that is why you're here. The sinking of the Molly K.
That's right, Lou.
Too bad, Johnny. I'm sorry to hear that. Awfully sorry.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location San Francisco, to the Home Office, Marine and Maritime Casualty Limited, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, the Molly K matter. Expense account continued. Item 5, $11 even. Drinks. Consumed by one Josiah Hawkins, able-bodied seaman. Last berth, ship's carpenter on the freighter Molly K. And Hawkins was scared half to death. So the fear worked against the liquor, and the drinks weren't doing much good.
Who was you talking to on the phone?
A friend.
You say anything about me? About me being with you?
Nope. How about another drink, Mr. Hawkins?
I had enough. What's the name of your friend, Mr. Dollar?
Oh, you wouldn't know her. Just a girl I know here in town.
Oh, a girl.
Mr. Hawkins, did Bill Mack have a girl?
Yes, he got himself engaged to a girl. I know what you're aiming at, Mr. Dollar. You're trying to play on my sympathy.
He was your friend.
That he was. One of the best.
And now he's dead. Drowned in the Pacific when the Molly K went down. Whoever sank her is responsible for his death. You can help me if you would.
It wouldn't bring him back. And I gotta think of myself.
You're in more danger before you talk than you'd be afterwards. The whole idea is to keep you from talking.
Huh? Sure, there's sense in that, all right.
Somebody shot at you out there on the docks, tried to kill you. You'll never be safe as long as they're running loose. Well, Mr. Hawkins?
The Molly K was sunk deliberate. We're sure of that, all of us that was aboard her. Things just wasn't right even before it happened.
What things?
Well, that fire, for one, 10 days ago, the first time we started out for Yokohama. Bill Mack was the one that discovered it.
Did Mack think the fire had been set?
That he did. He told the captain that. And you know what happened, Mr. Dollar?
What happened?
Captain Brawley knocked him down the bridge ladder. Told him to keep his mouth shut and not go around spreading wild rumors.
All right. The second time you sailed, what happened?
Well, as soon as we cleared the gate and headed out to sea, Bill and me was on watch. He had me cover for him while he sneaked down in the hold to see what he could find out. He still hadn't come back when it happened. I think you was right, Mr. Dollar, what you said at the hearing.
What do you mean?
We didn't hit no derelict. An explosion, that's what it was. In the bottom of the forward hold somewheres. I was on the bow deck right above it when it happened.
What about that Chinese steward? The one who got ashore and then disappeared. Did you notice anything special about him?
Benny Wong?
Yeah.
No. We was only a couple of hours out of port. I don't even remember seeing him. One thing, though, that seemed kind of funny at the time.
What was that?
The first mate done all the hiring for this trip, same as always, just one exception. Benny Wong was hired on by Captain Brawley himself.
Uh-huh.
And something else, Mr. Dollar. About Bill Mack being drowned. You was wrong about that.
Bill Mack is alive?
No, he was dead before the Molly K ever sunk.
What?
I went looking for him as soon as it happened. And I found him down on the lower boat deck, lying in a pool of blood. Somebody cut his throat. I'll have another drink now.
I sat there looking at him across the table, not saying anything. There was nothing I could say. Bill Mack had been his friend. I thought over what he just told me, tried to fit it in with what I already knew. It didn't add up to an answer yet, not quite, but it was close, and it was getting closer all the time.
Mr. Dollar, it's him.
Huh?
Captain Brawley over there. He just come in.
Yeah, he's seen us, too.
He's coming over this way. I gotta get out of here.
Sit down, Mr. Hawkins. He won't start anything.
You don't know him. You don't know how he is when he gets mad.
No, but it looks like I'm going to find out.
Well, Hawkins, seems like you're not very particular about the company you keep.
Neither am I, Captain. Pull up a chair.
What are you up to, Dollar? Offering him a bribe to testify against me?
Don't need to. There's enough against you already.
Yeah, there will be, more than likely, when you and them smart company lawyers get through. You insurance people are all alike. You're right there to collect when it's due you, but you squirm when it comes to paying off.
Well, now, that depends on the circumstances, Captain, and in this case... Well, I wouldn't go spending that money yet if I were you.
That's what you've been telling him, huh?
When I've got anything to tell, I'll tell it to the courts.
Yeah, along with anybody else you can turn against me. Like my own daughter, for instance. She even sneaked around and tried to turn her against me. Not that took much doing. And Dean Sutton, owner of the cargo. But there's a limit to what a man will take, Dollar. And I took enough already. Now, you better quit pushing me. I'm warning you.
Are you? Well, take your warning and stick it where it'll do the most good. You've been trying to block every attempt I've made to get to the bottom of this thing. You've dragged your feet every step of the way deliberately.
Dollar, nobody talks to me like that.
Then it's time somebody did. I think you're in this thing right up to your big fat neck. And if you are, I'm going to pin it on you. Not just for swindling. If you were behind the sinking of the Molly K, I'm going to see to it that you stand trial for murder, too.
I warned you once.
Look out, Mr. Dollar. Oh, no. All right, Captain. Learn it the hard way. Watch out, he's grabbing the bottle.
Come and get it, Dollar!
Sorry, the party's over right now. You better get out of here, Hawkins. He's not going to feel very friendly when he comes to.
You're the only man I ever seen stand up to him, Mr. Dollar.
There was one other one. Bill Mack. I left Captain Brawley lying there on the floor. They were throwing water on him when I walked out. I hadn't wanted the fight, but there'd been no choice. And it had given me one new fact to fit in. The captain's coat fell open when he hit the floor, and I saw he was packing a gun. Expense account, item 6, 80 cents. A taxi fare to Chinatown and a rendezvous with Lou Tang. Shanghai Lou. A strange woman, this one. Wise, shrewd, and alert. Hard and tough when she feels that way. Soft as a kitten when she feels that way. Her nationality, history, age, nothing certain about any of that. But there's one thing that is certain. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever known.
It is good to see you, Johnny. How long has it been?
Last year, Lou, in Paris. How could you forget?
I didn't forget. I only wanted to see if you had. Kiss me, Johnny.
Oh. I came here to talk business.
Oh, business. I don't feel like talking business.
Simmer down, baby.
Let's get married.
All right. But first,
When?
let's tomorrow. Now, if
Why not tonight?
It's too late. We'd have to wake somebody up.
Always problems, reasons. I don't think you even want to marry me.
Sure I do. I've been mad, too, for years.
Then why didn't you in Paris?
Lou, it's no time to go into that again. Look, I'm on a case, a rough one. And it's just possible that you may be mixed up in it.
Johnny, I did not sink the Molly case, so there you are. That takes care of the business. Let's get married.
Will you sit back down there? That does not take care of the business.
What more do you want to know?
Several things. Benny Wong, for instance.
That man you asked me about?
Yeah, they said he went down with the Molly K, but I found out different from one of the crew.
I have not found Benny yet, but I have people looking, so why don't you and I...
Lou, I've known you too long. You're not fooling me.
Fooling you?
The patter is good, but it's not covering the fact that you're bothered.
You've always bothered me, Johnny.
That's not it. How do you figure in this thing, Lou?
I don't really know what you mean by this thing, Johnny.
You had a pretty heavy stake in the Molly K. $100,000 mortgage loaned to Captain Brawley.
A sound business deal, that's all. I have investments in many ships that sail out of San Francisco.
Ah, and of course the investment was covered by insurance.
Naturally. I made sure of that before I advanced the loan. Don't let the soft brown eyes fool you, Johnny. I'm a hard-headed businesswoman.
Yeah, I know.
It was a business deal, nothing else. Showed every chance of being a profitable voyage. He was carrying a cargo of wheat. The Tokyo grain market has been advancing steadily for 3 months. As to what happened, I don't know anything about it. I don't understand it. That's straight, Johnny. That's all I know.
What about this fellow, Dean Sutton? Do you know him, Lou?
I've met him. I understand he's engaged to Captain Brawley's daughter. But beyond that... Pardon me a moment. I'll see who it is.
The visitor was a young Chinese lad. She stepped outside to talk to him, and I lit a cigarette and waited for her. I thought over what she'd said, tried to see behind it, and to decide whether to believe it or not. Lou Tang was not a person you could push. I stood up when she came back into the room.
You're not leaving, Johnny.
Yeah, I think I'd better.
Will you see me tomorrow?
You know I will.
What if I were mixed up in this? Would you send me to jail?
You know the answer.
Yes. And you're the only man I know who would.
I'd be gentle about it, though.
I think you really would. You're sweet, Johnny. Awfully sweet.
I'm a doll.
I've made up my mind to take no part in this, to stay completely out of it. But I'm going to tell you something.
What do you mean?
That man who just came to the door, I've had him out looking for Benny Wong.
Has he found him?
Not yet. But he's found out something about him. Johnny, if the Molly K was sunk on purpose, how do you think it was done?
By an explosion in the bottom of the Fort hold.
Benny Wong was a demolition sergeant during World War II. He's rather well known as an expert on explosives.
Johnny Dollar.
Hi, Johnny. Dan McKay, Harbor Police.
Dan, I was planning to drop by and see you about the sinking of the Molly K, but I've been pretty busy since I got here.
Yeah, so I've heard. Johnny, you're under arrest.
What did I do? Park in a red zone, walk on the grass?
I'm not kidding. I mean it.
Oh, what's the charge?
Now, let's see. Assault and battery, aggravated assault, assault with intent to do bodily injury.
Hold it, Dan. That's enough.
Don't you want to know who signed it?
I already know.
That's practically an admission of guilt. You know that.
But I've got witnesses.
So is he.
Huh?
I think you'd better come down and talk about it.
Or you'll send out the wagon, is that it?
I'm serious, Johnny.
All right, Dan, I'll be down. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location San Francisco, to the Home Office Marine and Maritime Casualty Limited, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, the Molly K matter. Expense account continued. Item 7, a mere 60 cents. Taxi from my hotel to the foot of Market Street and headquarters of Inspector Dan McKay in charge of Harbor Police. I'd known Dan for years, well enough to realize that knowing him wouldn't make any difference. Not when he had a warrant to serve. I knew the charge wouldn't stick, of course, but it could slow me down. And I figured that was exactly why it had been filed.
You may be right, Johnny. Maybe Captain Brawley did file charges just for nuisance value. Keep you out of his way for a day or two.
That's exactly what he did.
Nevertheless, the charge was filed, and a warrant has been issued. So what are you going to do about it?
I know what I'd like to do about it.
That's against the law, too. You know, you could be wrong, Johnny. Brawley may not be guilty of the Molly K sinking.
I told you the whole story, Dan. The facts add up. What do you think?
I think you've got an awful strong case, but it's still based on circumstantial evidence.
Well, what else is there to base it on? The rest of the evidence is out past the harbor there, out beyond the Golden Gate, a mile below the surface of the Pacific.
Yeah, I know. Most of the cases we handle here in the Harbor Division are like that.
Well, then you can see the problem I'm up against.
Yeah, I can see it all right. That's a big harbor out there, Johnny. Biggest natural harbor in the world. A lot of square miles of water. A lot of miles of shoreline.
And a lot of ways of covering up a crime.
As far as disposing of physical evidence, it's true. Body can be thrown into the bay, a weapon, so on. Sometimes we recover it, sometimes we don't. It's tough, Johnny.
Yeah, I imagine.
Real tough. Hey, that's the SS Maritonia, arriving from Ceylon, Java, the Philippines. She'll dock at Pier 14. The cargo is probably spices, mahogany, raw ore.
Nice-looking ship.
Beautiful. They drive me crazy, Johnny, watching them here from the window. I should have gone to sea. Oh, well. Anyway, since we don't have physical evidence in a lot of cases, we've learned to rely on other things.
Such as?
The human elements, Johnny. You've turned up a lot of facts, true. You've made a good deal more progress on this case than I have.
Than you have? What do you mean?
Tim O'Rourke sent me the report of the inquiry board. I've been working on the case ever since. Now, You got a pretty convincing bunch of facts. But I know Captain Brawley. By reputation, at least.
Look, Dan, I know what you're getting at. People who know Brawley think he's honest. O'Rourke said the same thing.
Right. Tough, hard, violent temper, a slave driver, but not a crook.
An honest man can get under pressure sometimes, get pushed beyond his depth. It happens every day.
Yeah, but Johnny, even then, he reacts according to his pattern. Here's what I'm getting at. That murder on board the Molly K just before she sank, you said Hawkins told you the man had been knifed. Now, I can see Brawley slugging somebody with fist, club, or bottle, or even shooting a man. But not a knife. It's not in his nature. That's what I mean by human elements.
And you're right, Dan. I agree with you. I don't think it was Brawley who killed him. Here's the way I see it. Brawley was pressed for cash. The mortgage on his ship was due in 30 days. He was carrying that grain for Dean Sutton on a contingency basis. He might not make any money, or at least not enough. He was probably doing it as a favor to his daughter. She and Dean Sutton are engaged.
Yeah, I know,
So
Johnny.
the first time out, he tried setting that fire on board. It didn't work. One of the crew, Bill Mack, discovered it before it got started. The Molly K returned to port, and Brawley filed an insurance claim. Then he got scared off an investigation and withdrew it.
That's all guesswork, Johnny.
So far, his second attempt, he contacted an expert on explosives, Benny Wong. And Benny pulled off the job for him, blew the bottom out of the ship and sank it.
And what about the knifing?
Well, Bill Mack was suspicious. He was prowling around the hold and caught Benny in the act of setting the explosive. Benny killed him, figuring the sinking would cover for him. But by accident, Hawkins stumbled onto the body before the ship went down.
Well, that adds up, Johnny. It's hard to argue with you. I just can't see a captain sinking his own ship.
It's been done before.
Yeah, I know.
Not everybody feels about them the way you do, Dan. And $500,000 is a lot of money.
That's true. But 25 years of command means a lot, too. Deep sense of responsibility. Integrity. Oh, pardon me. Inspector McKay. Oh, yeah. Just a moment. It's for you, Johnny.
It was Lou Tang, Shanghai Lou. She'd called the hotel and found out where to reach me. For once, she didn't try to play games. She spoke briefly and straight to the point. And she told me what I wanted to know the most. When I hung up, I knew I was on the last lap. I had the case right in my hand.
Well, what's up, Johnny? What is it?
Dan, how would you like to come along and talk to the man who blew up the Molly K? Item 8, 80 cents. Another taxi. A short run from the foot of Market to Fisherman's Wharf. Lou Tang's spies had told her Benny Wong was holed up in a back room of the Fa Song Fish Company out on the docks. And they said he was scared, armed, and dangerous.
There's the Fa Song layout, Johnny. Right there, the warehouse in the end.
Yeah. Well, let's go around the gangway. Lou Tang said the room is on the back corner.
Say, Johnny, why don't you wait here? Let me take him. This kind of thing is part of my job.
But he's my pigeon, Dan. I found him first. There's a door at the back. That must be it.
Yeah, only one it could be.
Besides, I'm under arrest. If you left me alone, I might escape.
Yeah, sure. You got a gun, Johnny?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
We moved quietly up to the blank wooden door opening onto the gangway over the water. There were no windows in the back wall, so we were certain we weren't being watched from inside. We stopped at the door, and McKay reached for the knob and tried it gently.
It's unlocked.
Good.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, what? Hold it, police officers.
Drop that gun.
Drop it fast. This doesn't look much like Benny Wong, Johnny.
No, it doesn't.
Now, look here.
What do you do, Dean? Go around with a gun in your hand all the time?
You're making a mistake, Dollar. I don't know any more about this than you do.
Any more about what? What are you doing here,
Never
Dean?
mind, Johnny. Here's what he means.
Huh? Oh. Well. So we don't talk to Benny.
Shot 3 times.
Yeah.
Any one of the bullets would have done the job.
You weren't taking any chances, were you, Dean?
I didn't shoot him. I just got here.
How did you know where he was hiding?
I didn't. I didn't know anything about him. I got a phone call. Somebody said to meet them here. Said they'd give me the lowdown on the sinking of the Molly K.
What somebody? Who was it?
I don't know.
Man or woman?
Man, I think. Voice was muffled, so I came here to meet them.
And we find you standing over a dead man with a gun in your hand.
I found him like that. I figured it was a trap. I don't know anything about it.
Oh, no, of course you don't. You're just a babe in the woods.
Hold it, Johnny. Barking up a wrong tree.
What do you mean?
This man's been dead for several hours. Since early morning, I'd say. And he was shot with a .45. This gun of Sutton's is a .32.
So that's that.
Johnny, what was the caliber of the gun you saw Captain Brawley wearing?
A .45, Dan.
I'll put out a bulletin and we'll pick him up.
Wind up. The bets were all in. There was nothing more ahead but the showdown. Dan tore up the warrant on me, of course, and I went back to my hotel room to wait it out. That seemed the safest place to be. Brawley would be desperate now, half out of his mind. And of all the people he hated most, I was number one. So I lay back on my bed and waited. I reached my gun from the lamp table, moved quietly over to the door, and took hold of the key. Who is it?
Let me in, Johnny.
Ellen. Just a second. Come on in.
Has he been here, Johnny?
Has who been here?
My father.
The last time I saw the captain, he was lying unconscious on a barroom floor. I just put him there. That was last night.
Yes, I know.
Well, what made you think he'd be here?
I don't know. Guess I thought... I don't know what I thought.
Oh, easy now, honey.
I'm scared, Johnny. Hold me, please. I'm so lonely and scared.
It's all right, Ellen. Easy now.
He came home last night after he fought with you. He was furious. Then he left again, and I haven't seen him since.
Does he have his gun with him?
I guess so. I don't know. I don't know anything. Help me, Johnny, won't you?
Of course I will.
Hold me tight. Kiss me.
Ellen,
Last
honey,
night
look.
when you kissed me, I wasn't scared then. I wasn't lonely.
Look, honey, would you...
Hold me, Johnny.
Wait a second. Johnny Dollar.
Dan McKay, Johnny.
Yeah, Dan.
We picked up Brawley on the waterfront half an hour ago. Thought you'd want to know.
What's he say?
Denies everything. Says he was home asleep all night. Says his daughter will back him up.
I happen to know different on that.
Yeah, I figured he was lying. We'd already been out to his house. Found his gun. It's been fired 3 times, Johnny. And the bullets match.
When Ellen Brawley left my room a while later, I still hadn't told her about her father's arrest. I didn't have the heart. She'd tried her best to protect him, cover for him. She'd have done anything to save him. And yet, the irony was that every move she'd made helped tighten the case against him. The scent of her perfume still hung in the air after she'd gone. It was a strange scent, subtle, disturbing. I began to feel uncomfortable, on edge. There was something familiar about that scent. And finally I tagged it. I'd noticed that same perfume in the room on the wharf, where Benny Wong lay murdered.
Now, here's our star, Bob Bailey, to tell you about tomorrow's episode of this story.
Thanks. Tomorrow night, a deadly rendezvous on the fog-shrouded waterfront, and an explosion that rocked the city. The payoff. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by Les Crutchfield, the entire production is under the direction of Jack Johnstone. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
welcome back. Well, a great twist heading into Friday's finale. And I know you'll definitely want to be listening for that. A lot of action, a lot of stuff happening. It's incredible how much they are able to really just expand on these plots. So it's very nicely done. We do turn now to listener comments and feedback. Christine emails, I was a little sad to see Let George Do It go last week and realized that it was because in more than 2 years since I've been listening to your podcast, George and Brooksy have become a part of my life. George more so than Brooksy. So I was really happy to hear George come back as Johnny Dollar. I didn't realize how much I missed Bob Bailey's voice. Yes, for just 1 week until I heard him as Johnny this week. So happy he's still making his rounds on the podcast. And when the adventures of Frank Race just started, I found it a bit irritating because the sound was so muffled on several of the episodes that it just became background noise to me and I stopped actively listening to it. However, since the sound has improved, I've really gotten into Race and Mark and enjoy hearing their adventures now. I don't think you realize how much a part of your regular listeners' lives you and your podcast are, Adam. I can't speak for others, but I can say that you bring me pure, unadulterated listening pleasure, not just in programs themselves, but in your really great commentary. You always have something interesting to share. Finally, a thought on future podcasts. I really like the mysteries that you have brought us. The extent of my old-time radio knowledge comes from you, so I don't even know if these exist. Would you consider doing a similar podcast with old-time radio medical mysteries like Detective Doctors? Are there even such programs? Keep rocking for years to come. Well, thanks so much, Christine. Oh, well, if you mean crime-solving doctors, they were surprisingly rare. I know the type of show, I think I do anyway, the type of show you're thinking about, if you're thinking about something like Quincy. There wasn't a radio, there was not a radio version of Quincy. There was a show, and we're going to play some episodes of it for you in the next few weeks on Fridays, called Dr. Tim Detective. It's got a bit more of a juvenile focus in some ways, and I actually found it pretty entertaining. But that's been about it. There was a show called Conan Doyle Crime Doctor. However, medicine and actually being a doctor didn't really fall into that. So, yeah, the diagnosis murder type program, diagnosis murder and Quincy type programs didn't really make it in radio. But I appreciate your kind words and thank you so much for listening. And we will actually be back on Friday with yours truly, Johnny Dollar, the final part of the Molly K matter, following our first encounter with the Carter Brown mysteries. And join us back here tomorrow for Sherlock Holmes. Well, today's episode is brought to you by the financial support of our listeners. Thank you so much for your support. Now it's time for today's episode of Sherlock Holmes, The Bruce Partington Plans.
In the third week of November, in the year 1895, a dense yellow fog settled down upon London. From the Monday to the Thursday, I doubt if it was ever possible to see the opposite houses from our window in Baker Street. The first of these 3 days, Sherlock Holmes spent in music, and in cross-indexing his huge book of criminal references. But when, for the fourth time, we saw the greasy, heavy brown swirl still drifting past us and condensing in oily drops on the window panes, Holmes' whole impatient nature could endure such drab existence no longer. It was fortunate for both of us that there suddenly arrived for him a telegram.
Mycroft, Watson, it's from Mycroft, thank heaven.
Your brother, Holmes?
Of course. You remember him from that affair of the Greek interpreter, of course.
Oh, of course, yes. Even if it's difficult to think of you with a family.
Oh.
You're an isolated phenomenon.
No, not so long as Mycroft thrives. Believe it or not, Watson, Mycroft is an even more remarkable man than I am.
What does this remarkable brother of yours do in Whitehall? I seem to remember he's some kind of post under the government.
Under? My dear Watson, Mycroft is the government.
Oh, come, my dear
He
fellow.
draws £450 a year, remains a subordinate, with no ambitions of any kind, and yet the same great powers which I have turned to the detection of crime make Mycroft the central clearinghouse of every fragment of vital knowledge in the country.
Oh, my dear.
Everyone consults him, from the highest in the land. There's no state secret which he does not share. And that, again, is why this telegram is so remarkable.
And I still don't know what's in it.
Here, read it, man.
Must see you about Cadogan West. Coming at once, Mycroft.
Yes, and perhaps you'll be able to tell me, Watson, who this Cadogan West is. You're always buried in the newspapers. The name sounds vaguely familiar, I must confess.
Yes, of course, Holmes. He's the young fellow who was found dead on the Underground Railway on Tuesday morning.
Ah, found dead. And on the Underground, you said?
Yeah, well, quite literally on it, Holmes. Lying just beside the track outside Aldgate Station. I remember it all now. He'd plainly fallen out of a carriage.
Or been thrown out, eh? Where was he travelling from?
Nobody knows. He didn't have a ticket.
No ticket. Dear me, Watson, this is really very singular. What else is known about him? Do you remember?
27 years of age, I think, yes. And engaged to be married. And he was a clerk at the Woolwich Arsenal. The naval office, you know.
Beautifully succinct, Watson. Government employee, eh? So behold the link with Brother Mycroft. Ah, and here comes Mycroft himself, if I'm not mistaken. I know that heavy step.
Sherlock, my dear fellow. This is a most annoying business.
Welcome, my dear Mycroft.
Oh.
Ah, and Lestrade with you, too. The good Lestrade of Scotland Yard. We are honoured.
Your servant, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson.
Hello, Lestrade.
I must sit down, Sherlock.
Oh, here.
How are you? How do you do, sir?
How are you, Dr. Watson? You'll forgive us, I'm sure.
Oh, I never have any secrets from Watson, Mycroft.
But this is...
Yes, but you can count on my discretion, sir.
Very well, but... Lestrade, close the door. Make certain no one can be listening.
Very good, Mr. Holmes.
As you know, I dislike altering my habits, Sherlock. In the present state of Siam, it's most awkward that I should be away from the office, but the powers that be would take no denial. I've never seen the Prime Minister so upset, and as to the Admiralty, it's buzzing like an overturned beehive.
Really? And all because of a dead clerk without a railway ticket in his pocket.
You know the facts, then?
My invaluable Watson has just been priming me.
Ah, as much as I could, only what I've been reading in the papers.
What the papers couldn't mention, Doctor, was that if West didn't have a ticket in his pocket, he at least had something else.
Aha.
Some technical papers, Sherlock. And I need say no more than that they were... Lestrade, no one can overhear us?
No one, sir.
The Bruce Partington plans, Sherlock.
Well?
Great heavens, man, you've heard of them. You must have heard of them. The plans of the Bruce Partington submarine.
I know the name, of course, and of the invention.
Hush, Sherlock. You may take it from me that naval warfare becomes an impossibility within the radius of a Bruce Partington.
Is that so?
Of course, the world has heard of the submarine, but the plans themselves have been most closely guarded. There isn't a foreign power that would give a fortune for them.
Uh-huh.
Under no conceivable circumstances were they to be taken from the office at Woolwich. And yet here we find them, in the pockets of a dead junior clerk in the heart of London.
They've been found, then?
No, Doctor.
But you said that...
10 papers were taken from the safe at Woolwich, and there were only 7 in the pockets of this wretched youth. The 3 most essential are gone. Stolen, vanished. Sherlock, you must drop everything to find them.
Indeed, but I may be busy, Mycroft.
Oh, never mind your petty puzzles of the police court. This is vital, international.
Then why don't you solve it yourself? You can see as far as I can.
It's a question of getting details. Give me your details and I'll solve you anything from an armchair. But to run here and there and to cross-question railway guards and to lie on my face with a lens to my eye, you know my methods, Sherlock. No, you're the fellow, the only one in the world. If you've a fancy to see your name in the next honours list...
Oh, really, Mycroft, I play the game for the game's own sake, and on those terms only.
Well?
I'll do what I can.
Thank heaven. Doctor, if you would be good enough to pass over the whiskey and soda...
Certainly, of course.
Thank you Thank you. Now, Sherlock, the facts. The facts. The facts.
And so Lestrade and I, at first rather silent before those two remarkable brothers, came to hear of the events that had led up to the theft of the vital plans. We learned that the official guardian of the papers had been the famous government expert, Sir James Walter. That there were two keys to the safe. Sir James had one himself, and that he'd spent the fatal night at his home in Berkeley Square, a fact that was vouched for by his brother, Colonel Valentine Walter. The other key was kept by the chief clerk, and he also was at his home that night. We argued, Lestrade and I, that Cadogan West, the traitor, must have obtained a third key.
Yes, that he presumably travelled to London with the papers to sell them to some foreign agent.
And that perhaps a price had not been agreed, and that he'd set off back to Woolwich to return the plans to the safe.
The agent had followed him, murdered him in the train.
And that the most vital of the papers was taken from his pocket, and that his body was thrown onto the line.
Well, that's good, Watson. Good. You argue admirably, and you too, Lestrade. Yes, as you describe it, it holds together at least. But if you're right, the case is at an end. What is there for us to do, Mycroft?
To act, Sherlock. To act. Of course the explanation holds together. Yet all my instincts are against it. As I can see that yours are, there are too many circumstances unresolved.
Well, at least it'll serve to break the bleak monotony of this fog. Come along, Watson. And you too, Lestrade.
Yes, Mr.
Mycroft. Oh, no, it's no good asking you, of course. We'll begin our investigations, I think, by a visit to Aldgate Station.
I'll get my coat.
Goodbye, Mycroft. You shall have my report in due course. Oh, before we go, pray write me the names of the most important foreign agents you know to be operating at present here in London.
Very well. There are only 3. There are your names.
Thank you, Mycroft. Come, Watson, to Aldgate. So then. Fortunately, the fog has lifted a little at last. This is the spot, Lestrade.
It is, Mr. Holmes. That's where the young fellow's body lay. Just there beside the track, where it comes out of the tunnel.
Ah, yes, interesting. Most interesting. Do you notice the presence of anything, Watson?
No. Nothing. Nothing at all, Holmes.
Well, shall I put it then, the absence of anything?
There. Of course. Of blood.
Just so. And yet, as I understand it, there was a considerable wound, Lestrade.
The bone was crushed right into the head.
The railway carriage, then, if he was murdered in a carriage, must be covered in blood.
No, Doctor. Every single carriage on this line that night has been examined.
Inside?
Of course. Where else?
Nothing. I suppose, Lestrade, that except at a junction like Aldgate here, there are no great numbers of points on a railway system like this.
Oh, I know very few, I'd say.
Yet here there are so many, you see, and all on a curve, just as the lines begin to come out of the station. Well. The case grows in interest, Watson. I must study Mycroft's list of spies in the hansom. Thank you, Lestrade. I shall be in touch with you when Watson and I have paid our little visit.
Our visit, Holmes?
Yes, to Berkeley Square.
But Cadogan West lived at Woolwich.
Nevertheless, we visit Berkeley Square. Come, Watson. Our business is with Sir James Walter, the distinguished government expert whose decorations and accomplishments fill at least 2 whole columns in Who's Who. Good day, Lestrade.
Yet in this case of surprises, we still had one more when we arrived at Berkeley Square. We were ushered into a dimly lit drawing room in the house of the great statesman-scientist, and we were joined there by a very tall and handsome gentleman of 50 or so, who introduced himself as Sir James' brother, Colonel Valentine. And from him we learnt, to our distress, that Sir James was dead.
This morning, Mr. Holmes, this morning. You will forgive me, I've hardly recovered from the blow.
I'm deeply sorry, Colonel Valentine, deeply sorry. How did he die, may I ask?
It was this horrible scandal of the plans. My brother was a man of very sensitive honor. The papers were in his charge, you understand. It broke his heart.
Yes, sincerely sorry. We had hoped that he might give us some indications that would help us to clear the matter up.
It was as much a mystery to him as to all of us, Dr. Watson.
He had no doubt, I suppose, that Cadogan West was guilty.
None, sir. Consider the facts, after all. The young fellow and his fiancée were walking to Woolwich Theatre that night. Suddenly, as they were passing the naval offices, he darted away and left her in the fog.
And she never saw him again. Dreadful. But why this sudden disappearance? Can you explain it?
He'd obviously gone to steal the papers. No doubt some agent had corrupted him. He needed money. He took the papers to London and met his death by some form of double-crossing, as I believe it's known in such circles.
Yes, of course. That's the only explanation, indeed.
But you can understand, Mr. Holmes, how deeply disturbed I am.
Naturally, Colonel. Forgive me for having taken up so much of your time already. Come, Watson, we must take our leave. Goodbye, Colonel.
Good day, sir.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
And now, Watson, to Baker Street. Then I shall leave you for a little on business of my own, but we shall meet again later tonight at Goldoni's restaurant in the Gloucester Road in Kensington. You'll join me there at 9, Watson, and kindly bring a jemmy, a dark lantern, and a revolver with you.
It had to be. Once more, Sherlock Holmes was at his most mysterious. I watched him, in Baker Street, pore over a map of London, consulting again and again the list of known foreign agents which Mycroft had given him.
There are numerous small fry, but only 3 key men worth considering in connection with the sale of the plans to a foreign power. Adolph Meyer in Westminster, Louis La Rothier in Notting Hill, and Hugo Oberstein of Caulfield Gardens, Kensington.
Yet how could Holmes tell which of the 3 was most likely? In the late afternoon he went out. The fog was still persistent, although less heavy than in the morning, and just before 9 I made my own way through it, wrapped heavily in a bulging overcoat, and so met him, as arranged, in Goldoni's restaurant, where he'd just finished dinner.
Watson, my dear, infallible Watson, let me offer you a cup of coffee.
No, thanks.
Well, this is quite a singular adventure, Watson. I fear that up to now I've kept you rather in the dark.
You always do.
But the tools I mentioned, the burglar's tools, you've got them.
Under my coat. That's why I haven't dared to take it off.
Excellent. The proprietor's been so very kind as to present me with this cigar. Do have it, my dear fellow.
No, thank you.
They're less poisonous than one would expect.
Oh, well, thank you. But I'd rather have an explanation.
Well, so you shall. What is it exactly that you want me to explain?
Whose house is it we're going to burgle?
Oh, yes, of course. The house of Mr. Hugo Oberstein at 13 Caulfield Gardens.
What, the 3rd name on your brother's list?
The same. Come, Watson. Waiter, my hat and coat. It is time for us to go.
But how do you know that Oberstein's the one? There were 3 names on the list.
By the fact that there was no blood beside the railway line at Aldgate Station or in any of the railway carriages of the trains that night.
But, my dear Holmes...
Come, it isn't such a mystery. Quite elementary, in fact. It all hinges on the fact that this young man had no ticket in his pocket.
Meaning simply that he must have lost it once he was in the train.
Meaning that he was never in the train at all.
Good heavens.
But consider, Watson, is it a coincidence that the body is found at the very point where the train pitches and sways as it comes round a curve over the railway points? The body was on the roof, Watson. The roof.
The roof? Of
course.
He had met his death elsewhere, and then the body was laid on the roof of a carriage, and it rolled off onto the line at Aldgate just as the train swung round. There was no blood, of course, because the murder had been done elsewhere.
Couldn't he have been dropped from a bridge?
Impossible. The carriage roofs are slightly rounded. He was placed.
Placed? Placed? But how? And where?
Barely 100 yards from where we are now.
Huh?
It's a simple matter of consulting a map of London, my dear fellow, as I did, and I found that of the addresses given to us by Mycroft, the only one adjacent to this particular branch of the Aldgate line is number 13, Caulfield Gardens.
Oberstein's house. Oh, splendid, Holmes, splendid. You've never risen to a greater height.
Thank you, my dear fellow. And here, if I'm not mistaken, is the house itself. I've been able to ascertain that Oberstein left hastily for the continent yesterday afternoon, so we plainly cannot call upon him in the ordinary way, and so we shall burgle his empty house for evidence. There seems to be nobody in sight. Are you quite ready, Watson?
Yes. It's not the first time that we've gone housebreaking, is it? We're almost experts. Remember the Milverton case, Holmes? Oh, dash it.
Now, Watson, control yourself. I thought we were supposed to be experts.
Yes, well, the Milverton case was 13 years ago.
Yes, time flies, does it not? Here we are. I fancy this back room's the one we're looking for.
Yes, you were right about the railway, Holmes. It's just below the window.
I thought so.
One of those places where the underground comes to the surface. Deuced noisy house to live in, I'd say.
But a convenient one for the disposing of corpses. Listen, there's a train coming now. You stay there, Watson, and watch how closely beneath the window the carriage roofs pass.
What are you doing, Holmes?
Prowling about, seeing what I can find.
The missing papers, eh?
Of course not. There's someone on the continent by this time. No, anything I can lay my hands on that might serve as a clue. There's a box here.
What's in it, Holmes?
Attend to your own business, man. The train. Push open the window.
Only a few feet, Holmes. A few feet below us.
Just so. And given the fact that a train pulled up outside there that night, as I've checked they sometimes do, because of an intersection beyond the tunnel.
The thing's simplicity itself. And look, Holmes. Here are bloodstains on the sill.
Oh, you're becoming quite observant, my dear fellow. I noticed them the moment we came in. However, this little box, do you see it?
What's in it?
Cuttings. From the personal column of the Globe newspaper, if I'm not mistaken, judging by the print and colour. As you know, I've made a study of such things.
Hold the lantern, Holmes. Let me see.
Yeah, they're pinned together in consecutive order. It's plainly the way in which Oberstein communicated with his confederate.
Here is he. Yes. Stuff waits you when goods delivered, terms agreed, signed, Pierrot. And here's another. It's the last of them. Look, Holmes. Monday night after 9, 2 taps. Payment in hard cash when commission fulfilled.
Also signed Pierrot. And Monday night. Significant, Watson. I think that a visit to the Globe offices would not be amiss before we retire for the night. Then a lazy day tomorrow, perhaps, except that you'll have a couple of telegrams to send off.
Telegrams to whom?
One to my brother and the other to Lestrade, asking them both to meet us in this house here tomorrow evening, just before 9 o'clock.
In this house, Holmes?
Yes, the front room this time, I think. Yes, the front room.
What I don't understand is why you brought us here to Kensington at this time of night, Mr. Holmes.
To show you the thief, Mycroft. Have you seen the latest message from Pierrot? Show him this morning's newspaper, Watson.
Yes. There you are.
Tonight, same hour, same place, 2 taps. Your own safety at stake. My dear Sherlock, if he answers that, we've got him.
That's exactly what I thought myself when I put it in.
Unless it was Cadogan West after all, of course, in which case he can't come.
Oh, I fancy it wasn't West. No young man would think to leave his fiancée alone in a foggy street while he rushed off to commit a daring robbery. He'd planned more carefully so as to be alone at the time. No.
No, wait, Holmes, wait. Footsteps. Someone's coming to the front door.
Excellent. Do you 3 hide behind this inner one, whilst I go and let him in? in, sir. This way. You're expected. Now, Watson, on him! The straight, that's a man!
Got him, Mr. Holmes!
Got him! What's this? What's this, I say?
Colonel Walter. Colonel Valentine Walter.
The same. I wasn't quite sure till now if he was the bird we were looking for. Well, Mycroft, Sir James's brother.
I should have known.
I demand an explanation. I came here to visit Mr. Oberstein.
Of course you did.
And we know why, sir. We know everything.
How any English gentleman could behave in such a manner is beyond my comprehension, sir.
Oh, it's true. Before heaven, it's true. Don't think I haven't hated myself every minute of it. Thank heavens it's over at last.
Colonel Walter, you must have taken an impression of your brother's key.
Yes. I was in need of cash. I've been gambling. I knew I could get money from Oberstein. I went to the Woolwich office that night and
Yes, and young West must have seen you and recognized you in the fog as he passed there with his fiancée.
Yes. He'd been suspicious of you for some time. He left his private concerns and followed you like the good citizen he was.
And then I suppose he saw you steal the papers and he came after you to this house and to his death.
Oh, before heaven, I didn't kill him, gentlemen. It was Oberstein when he rushed to the door and demanded what we were going to do with the plans.
Yes, but you helped to lay him on the roof of the train when it stopped outside.
Yes, I helped. Oberstein made me.
Why did you put the 7 papers in his pocket?
To divert suspicion. To make everyone think it was West who was the thief. Oberstein kept the important ones, the only ones he needed.
Your brother, Sir James Walter, suspected you too. It was that killed him.
Yes, he suspected too. He saw me with his keys one day.
Now, you have an address for Oberstein on the continent, I presume.
Yes.
You'll write to him then. You'll tell him that you have discovered an important detail missing from the plans he has. You'll say that you can't leave the country yourself, so that he must come back to you. You'll meet him, say, in the smoking room at the Charing Cross Hotel at noon on Saturday next. Will that serve, Mycroft?
Quite admirably, Sherlock. I could hardly have conceived it better myself. I'll be very surprised indeed if it doesn't fetch our man.
And it did. It's a matter of history now how Oberstein came to the lure and was safely engulfed for 15 years in a British prison. In his trunk were the vital papers, which he put up for auction in all the naval centers of Europe. As to Holmes, I learned not long afterwards that he spent a day at Windsor, whence he returned with a remarkably fine emerald tie-pin. He told me that it was a present from a gracious lady in whose interests he'd carried out a small commission. Then, as he played his violin that evening, his eyes traveled slowly from the pin where it lay on the table to those famous revolver practice marks he once had made on the wall of our sitting room, spelling out V.R. And it required no great effort of his own deductive methods for me to guess the lady's august name, and to reflect that the emerald pin would forever recall to my friend's memory the notable adventure of the Bruce Partington plans.
The adventure.
Welcome back. Overall, a very good story that stayed close to the spirit of the original, and once again gave Holmes a chance to practice his breaking and entering skills, which are surprisingly significant in these stories. That will actually do it for today. We will be back tomorrow with the conclusion of the Molly K matter, and we'll begin first of Carter Brown Mysteries. I do want to mention, if you have the app or the premium site, we're going to be uploading something that's extra special for an app extra. It's a performance by John Gielgud on Theater Guild on the Air of Hamlet. If you have the app, I would encourage you to download this particular episode if you don't have 80-some minutes to enjoy it, but it's definitely well worth the listen either way. All right, well, we will see you tomorrow. Well, I do want to let you know before we get started that you can help support the show as you make your summer vacation plans. Just go to JohnnyDollarAir.com when making your plans. JohnnyDollarAir.com is a Priceline affiliate, so you have the option to choose from great everyday deals on airline, travel, hotels, and rental car, or to name your own price. And if you book your travel off of JohnnyDollarAir.com, part of your purchase goes to support the show. So it's a great way to save money and help support the great detectives of old-time radio. So just remember, go to JohnnyDollarAir.com and check that first when making travel plans. All right. Well, now we're going to begin a new series, the Carter Brown Mysteries. Carter Brown Mysteries were based on the books by the novelist Alan Jeffrey Yates, who, when writing mysteries, went by the name Carter Brown. He wrote under some other names, Todd Conway when he wrote westerns, Caroline Farr when writing romance, and Paul Valdez. But Carter Brown Mysteries, some of the most prolifically written, and this Australian series from the late 50s actually serialized Carter Brown stories in a series of 15-minute episodes. Plus, with each serial featuring a different detective, this will work well because there are some Fridays where we're not going to have 4 straight weeks in a row. Because of missing episodes or some quirk in the Johnny Dollar serial that we're playing that week. So each serial can be listened to as a detective in and of itself. Series started airing in 1958, and we've got the first series. So we're going to present for you tonight Call for Columnist Part 1, and then when we return, be ready to find out the end of the Molly K matter.
Carter Brown Mysteries. Adventures in excitement and suspense, based on the best-selling novels by the slick storytelling sensation, Carter Brown. We take pride in bringing you the first of a new series, a program drawn from the celebrated books by Carter Brown, which have sold more than 10 million copies and continue to sell at the rate of over 1 million copies a year. Each week you'll hear a complete story dramatized in the smooth, modern style which has been responsible for Carter Brown's enormous popularity both in Australia and abroad. And here, to introduce the Carter Brown Mystery Theater, is Carter Brown himself.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? I'm very pleased indeed, and I must admit flattered, too, to have been asked to present my stories to you.
Mr. Brown, I know you've led a pretty adventurous life yourself. You've traveled around the world as a salesman, publicity writer, film technician, and now, finally, as a best-selling author. And quite a number of people seem to think that the heroes in your stories are really yourself. Now, is that true?
No, it's not. And if I sound very definite about that, it's because my wife's listening to me, and I don't think she'd like the idea of my running into so many gorgeous blondes, brunettes, and redheads as the gentlemen in my books do.
No, nor, I suppose, into as much trouble as they do.
No, I don't think she'd like that either, I hope.
Yes, your heroes certainly do wind up in strife, don't they? Like Johnny Lane, for instance. Johnny's a newspaper columnist, and they've got a premium on problems. Not that they all run into the same kind of bother as Johnny. They wouldn't want to. Well, he's a cocky character with an eye for a beautiful babe and printer's ink instead of blood. But suppose you find out for yourselves. Here's Johnny Lane to tell the story which we've titled Call for a Columnist.
I was feeling pretty pleased with myself and hence with the world. I had the best table in Jules' night spot, courtesy of Monsieur Jules himself, and on the table was my favorite drink and my favorite reading matter. A copy of the news. Open at the best part of the paper, my own column. Dynamite with Johnny Lane. Syndicated in 68 newspapers throughout the United States with an estimated 4 million readers. Yes, as far as I was concerned, life was a great big rosy bubble with Johnny Lane riding on top of it. Then the bubble burst.
Excuse me, Monsieur Lane.
Yes, Jules, my friend, what is it?
There are 2 gentlemen to see you, monsieur, in my private office.
Jules, I never see anyone in your private office, you know that.
These gentlemen are from the police.
Oh, well, that makes a difference.
Monsieur Lane, I would not like any trouble.
Don't worry, I'll handle them. You stick with your customers.
Thank you, Monsieur Lane.
Well. I feel honored, gentlemen. Chief of Police O'Byrne and Captain Stanger in person. And together. Whose piggy bank has been robbed?
Cut the clowning, Lane. This is serious.
Oh, you intrigue me, Captain. Tell me more.
We wanted to talk about your column, Johnny.
A subject I am always happy to discuss, Chief.
It's about the item concerning Albert Ferraro. I've got a copy here.
Uh-huh.
You said, mobster Happy Albert Ferraro won't get around much anymore. Not since he had unexpected visitors at 2 a.m. this morning. Rumor had it that Albert was going to sing to Senator Rowland's committee investigating vice and allied rackets in our fair city. This morbid columnist is betting that Albert sang his swan song in the small hours to an unsympathetic audience, with a hay and a hoe and no flowers by request. Who is the Mr. Big who's worried by Senator Rowland's questions? Keep reading this column, folks, and I'll let you know just as soon as I find out.
Not bad, Chief. You really haven't got the style for it, or the voice.
This paper was out on the streets at 3 a.m., just 1 hour after Ferraro had his unexpected visitors. It takes more than an hour to print your paper, Johnny, and that means you put that item in before it happened.
Just a hunch, Chief. If I'd been proved wrong, I'd have had to wriggle out of it in tomorrow's column.
But you haven't been proved wrong, Johnny.
As soon as we read your item, we called on Albert. Guess what? He was at home, with a nylon stocking wound round his throat. Tight.
Oh, that's what you get for sticking your neck out.
Maybe you should see things the way we do, Johnny. We have to take Senator Rowland's investigation seriously. The more he uncovers on the vice activities in this city, the worse it looks for the police. Sure, we bust up a lot of small stuff, but the big stuff still goes on, and we can't get a lead. So, when we read our paper, we find that the one lead which might really have opened things up for us was never given to us, until it was too late.
Oh, come, gentlemen, let's be fair. You got the same opportunities as I have for getting information. Better. If I happen to have outsmarted you on this one, it's no use feeling sore about it, is it? You just have to do better next time.
Chief, let me bust him on the jaw, just once.
It wouldn't look good to his 4 million readers. Johnny, all I want to know is where you got your information from.
Sorry, Chief, that's confidential. Now, look, I've got more than 100 people in this city who hand me information. 2 things that are always sure of. Their money and my discretion. What happens if I tell you where the whisper about Albert came from? Word goes around that Lane can't be trusted. My column gets shot to heck.
Okay, Johnny. I guess we'll just have to plug on with our own plotting methods. I see you're going to let us know pretty soon who the Mr. Big is. We'll be really interested in that. You got any life insurance, Johnny?
Life insurance? What?
I was just hoping you got plenty, because I don't think you'll find anybody willing to give you more. You're a bad risk now.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
If we're interested in your story about Ferraro, how much more interested do you think Mr. Big is going to be? And when he gets around to asking you about it, I don't think he'll take that confidential routine as an answer. Let's go, Captain. So long, Johnny. Or should it be goodbye?
I'm not a nervous character, but as O'Byrne and Stanger walked out, I suddenly found myself dabbing my forehead with a handkerchief. There ought to be a law against policemen going around frightening people. Well, I decided I could use a drink back at my table. Didn't waste time apologizing to the people I knocked over to get there.
Monsieur Lane, everything was all right?
Yeah, sure, Jules. Don't give it another thought.
Oh, I am grateful. Monsieur Lane, There is someone who would like to say hello to you.
I never say hello to anyone. That's one of my principles.
Hello, Mr. Lane.
I turned to look at her, a startlingly beautiful face framed by close-cropped black hair and a set of curves that had sent a racing car driver dizzy. My principal shot through the ceiling. Well, hello.
This is the feminine half of the new act I am presenting. The Adagio dancers, Simon and Simone. You saw them last night, Mr. Lane.
Oh, yeah.
Did you like it, Mr. Lane?
You bet. Especially the end of it, where he throws you across the floor and you spin out of sight on your, where you spin out of sight.
Effective, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a good way to test the floor for splinters. Will you join me?
I'd love to.
You will excuse me, Aunt Ju.
I hope your husband isn't going to take exception to you having a drink with me.
My husband? Oh, Simon, he is not my husband.
Oh, that makes it worse.
He is just my partner.
That makes it better.
I want to say how much I admire you, Mr. Lane, for what you're doing now.
You mean holding your hand?
Of course not. I mean in exposing the criminal elements in the town, helping Senator Rowland.
Oh, that's nothing. I'll pour you a drink.
I think you are a very brave man. I imagine you carry your life in your hands this very minute.
Well, what makes you say that?
It's obvious. I'm sure that most of the underworld must get mad at the mere mention of your name. Their only logical solution to stop you printing these revelations is to remove you, isn't it?
No!
I can't see any other alternative.
Oh, I guess you can't.
Still, you must know all this, Johnny. I shouldn't be worrying you with it. But I just wanted you to know how much I admire your courage in doing it. Oh, I'll have to go. We're on in 15 minutes. Maybe we could continue this conversation after my act is over.
Well, I've got to get home and get out my column. Can I take a rain check for some other night?
Any night, Johnny. Say, tomorrow?
My customary cab was waiting outside the night spot. Part of the service for a celebrity. I got in and gave the driver the address, my penthouse. It made about 2 blocks when I noticed he was studying my face in the rear vision mirror. What's the matter, driver? Have I got smallpox?
You're Johnny Lane, aren't you? Newspaper guy.
Yeah, that's right. Want my autograph?
No, I never get past the funnies. But my wife reads your column.
Oh, she like it?
Well, I don't know whether she likes it. She don't ever say, but remember they published your photo a couple of months ago?
Oh, I believe they did. I asked them not to, but they told me they were sick and tired of the letters demanding to know was I as handsome as they imagined me to be.
Yeah, well, the old lady sees it, and she don't believe it.
It happened to be a good likeness, that's all.
That's what I'm going to tell her when I get home. She said she didn't believe any guy could look as dumb as that. Here we are.
How much do I owe you?
We got 98 cents on the clock, Mr. Lane.
Here's $1. You can keep the change.
Hey, what do I do with the 2 cents?
Endow an orphanage. I rode the elevator to the top floor and reached my keys as I moved down the passageway to the penthouse door. I could hear the phone ringing inside, and I opened the door in a hurry. Hello?
Is that Johnny Lane?
None other. Who's that?
I'm so glad you published that item I gave you about Albert.
Yeah, well, it's got me into a lot of trouble with the police. They want to know how I knew what was going to happen before it happened.
Did you tell them?
Well, how could I? I don't know myself. All I know is you keep calling me up. You won't tell me who you are. All you do is give me tips for the column.
Think how it impresses your 4 million readers.
I have no ambition to spend a few years behind bars for the sake of impressing my readers.
Don't kid me, Johnny Lane. You'd dive off the Statue of Liberty into the Hudson wearing a bikini if you thought it'd get you another 10,000 circulation.
I'll let that pass.
I've got another news item for you if you're interested.
I'm interested.
There's a honky-tonk down on Sloane Street called the Blue Diamond, run by Lou Prager. If the good Senator Rowland would like to know, that's the distribution center for goofballs. So long, Johnny.
Hey, wait a minute. It's time you tell me who you are. How can I tell the police my information comes from an anonymous phone call? They just as soon believe people go to see Marilyn Monroe because they like to hear her sing. Hey, hang on to yourself, kid. It's under the door. Okay, I'm coming.
Just move back quietly, Mr. Lane, and we'll close the door.
Hey, that's a gun!
Your eyesight's 20/20, Mr. Lane. So get inside where we'll be nice and private.
Welcome back. It's worth noting here that while a lot of these, and I think most of these Carter Brown mystery radio programs we have out there are set in the United States, Carter Brown actually wrote about the United States and used it as a setting long before he ever came to visit the country. It was very popular with Australians at the time to have stories set in the U.S. The accents and stuff, given that the actors are actually Australian, I think they do a better job. In some ways better than some of the BBC stuff I've seen from television in the 1970s and 80s. So pretty solid performance by the players here. Now we turn to Part 5 of the Molly K matter.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Bob Bailey as
Johnny Dollar.
Johnny, I've got it for you.
Lou Tang. Good. What did you find out?
That prices on the Tokyo grain market did break suddenly, about 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks. Uh-huh.
Reason, oversupply. The price has been holding since, at about 60% of the peak.
A 40% drop, big enough to cause the damage.
What damage?
The sinking of the Molly K, a double cross, a frame-up, murder. It's as clear as crystal, Lou.
Come see me later tonight. Tell me all about it.
All right.
Or at any rate, come on, tell me about something.
About a certain night in Paris, maybe?
I think I'd like that very much, Johnny.
Wait for me, Lou. I'll be there later. You can count on it.
Tonight and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. From Special Investigator Johnny Dollar, location San Francisco, to the Home Office, Marine and Maritime Casualty Limited, Hartford, Connecticut. Assignment, the Molly K matter. Expense account, final page. Item 9, 770, long-distance calls to Hartford and New York. I was pretty sure before I called, but I had to check on it. It checked. Item 10, 80 cents, taxi from my hotel to the waterfront office of Inspector Dan McKay, Harbor Police.
It's a funny deal, Johnny. I can't figure. Captain Brawley is clammed up tight. Won't answer any more questions. Doesn't want a lawyer. Won't even talk. It's a funny deal.
Not when you consider the fact that he's innocent.
What? What you said?
I know. I argued the opposite. I was wrong, Dan.
What is it, Johnny? Just plain stubbornness?
No, but that's what it is with Captain Brawley. Maybe that's the tip-off, his stubborn bullheadedness. The human elements you mentioned.
How you figuring it?
If Brawley were in a money jam, he'd never scheme and connive at planning a thing like that of sinking his own ship. He's too stubborn. And besides, he wasn't in a jam. I'm sure of it.
Well, now, wait a minute. He had a $100,000 mortgage to meet.
I finagled some information out of the bank. The Brawley Shipping Company has a free balance of nearly $150,000 in cash assets.
But look here, Johnny.
No, you look. I started out with a motive, and I built a pretty strong case on it. Even you agreed. Everything pointed toward Captain Brawley. Sure, because somebody was helping things point toward him.
What do you mean?
It wasn't just the ship itself that was insured.
I'm still lost, Johnny. Keep talking.
All right, look. That cargo of grain was also insured. By the owner with another company, not mine. And for top market value, full price.
Yeah, well, keep talking.
All right. The Tokyo grain market broke just 4 days before the Molly K was due to sail the first time. The shipper stood to lose nearly half his investment if the grain reached Yokohama at that time. Well, it didn't reach there. It's lying out there on the bottom of the Pacific. Net result, instead of taking a loss because of price, the shipper gets full price from the insurance company. It adds up, Dan.
Yeah, it sure does. The shipper.
I think Captain Brawley suspected him, too. That's what kept the old captain on the prod. His ship gone, under suspicion for the sinking, yet not wanting to hurt his daughter. He was caught right in the middle. But keep on holding him to make it look like we still think he's the guilty party.
Well, it's that girl of his I feel sorry for, Ellen. She's the one caught in the middle.
Yeah, I know. And it's going to be rough on her when she finds out. Engaged to a killer who's been using her to smash her own father. Great setup.
Yeah. Well, I'll get a bulletin out. We'll pick up this Dean Sutton and bring him in. Yeah, but you know something? It's going to be awful hard to pin it on him. Need evidence, something definite.
Look, why don't you let me have a go at him first?
Oh, it's out of the question, Johnny. Of course, if you should happen to find him before we do, well...
Yeah, I might just do that, Dan. In fact, I've kind of got a hunch I will. It was a hunch, but it might be a good one. I left Dan's office and walked east along the waterfront, following the long curve of the Embarcadero with its miles of docks and wharves. The night had settled down over the bay and the city, and with it a dark, damp blanket of fog, even heavier than the night before. And because of that and other reasons, I felt cold and lonesome and alone. I turned off the Embarcadero and walked out Pier 29. I was about 30 yards from the Brawley warehouse when I was suddenly brought up short. On the water below me, tied to a wharf piling, was a light cabin cruiser rocking gently with a swell. It had no business being there. Pier 29 was a commercial berth. My hunch was right. I moved quietly to the edge of the wharf and stood watching the little cruiser for several minutes. There was no sign of life, no sound. Finally, I climbed over the dock rail, down the wharf ladder, and stepped onto the deck. Still no sound, no movement. I moved over to the companionway door leading down below decks and reached out my hand for the latch. Then I stopped short, caught suddenly by a sharp feeling of danger. It wasn't a sense of being watched. It was deeper, more subtle, more vague. I tried to shake it off, reach again for the latch. Then the boat shifted slightly, and the dim glow from the wharf light overhead moved across the hatchway door. Inches in front of my face, I saw the glint of bare copper wires, all set to make contact if the door was open. One more move, and I'd have been blown sky high. That boat was booby-trapped. There was a light burning in the office of the Brawley Shipping Company. I knocked on the door, drew my gun, then I stepped back and waited. I leveled the gun on the door.
Johnny!
Are you alone, Ellen?
Yes, of course.
Come on, let's get inside.
What is it, Johnny?
Have you seen Dean Sutton tonight?
I tried to find him, but I couldn't. My father's been arrested, charged with murder.
Yeah, I know, honey.
I came here to go over the company records to see if I could find something that might help him, anything.
Ellen,
Johnny, look. Look at this mess. Somebody's been here. Files dumped in the middle of the floor, papers all over the place.
Yeah, looks like they're planning to start a bonfire. Say, tell me something, Ellen. Does Dean Sutton own a boat?
Yes. Light cabin cruiser named the Piper. Why?
It's tied up at the wharf. He's around here somewhere.
Well, what of it? What do you mean?
Your father didn't sink the Molly K. Dean Sutton did it.
He wasn't even on board.
He didn't have to be. He hired an explosive expert named Benny Wong to do the job. He got your father to take Benny on as steward.
That's the man they're accusing father of murdering.
Dean is the one who did it, using your father's gun.
But why?
To collect the insurance on that cargo of grain. Oh, look, I know it's a rough deal, honey, and I know how you feel. But I guess your best bet is to chalk it up to experience. At least your father's in the clear now.
I think I sensed it, Johnny. That something was wrong with Dean. Badly wrong. I guess that's why I felt like turning to you instead of him. Why I still feel that way. I think I'm going to cry.
Then cry. Cry it out and get it over with. Come here, Ellen. I held her close and tried to comfort her. She pressed her face against my chest and whimpered like a hurt kid. I kept stroking her hair, breathing in the scent of her perfume. Perfume. The same perfume that had hung in the air of the room where Benny Wong was killed. The pieces shifted, fell into place again. The puzzle was finally solved, but too late. Because I could feel the muzzle of the gun she was pressing against my side.
Easy now, Johnny. Turn around slow and get your hands up. That's the idea. Now stay that way. I'm a dead shot, Johnny. If you doubt it, ask Benny Wong.
Right under my nose. Right from the start. How wrong can a guy be?
As wrong as you were, Johnny.
It had to be you. There was no chance for Dean to steal your father's gun and then return it. Not unless you were in on it with him.
It was my idea. Dean's too weak to plan a thing like that. He has to be propped up and pushed.
And you're just the girl to do it.
You ought to know.
Yeah, I do now.
It's too bad. I like the way you kiss. Any chance of working something out, Johnny? Or are you too honest?
So that's it. The next step is to get rid of Dean. And you've already got the trap set.
Not yet, but I'll think of something. I'm clever, Johnny. Don't you think so?
I heard footsteps coming along the wharf. Dean Sutton. I had only seconds to think of something, so I took a chance, edged back against the wall, inched over closer to the door.
That's far enough. Don't push your luck. There's Dean coming now. He went after some gasoline. We're going to build a nice warm fire, and you're going to have a ringside seat. Come on in, Dean. We've got a visitor.
Dollar. What do you know? So you walked right into it. Just like a
The chance paid off. He walked between us, blocked Ellen's line of fire, and I jumped him. I grabbed him around the neck, held him as a shield, dragged him back out through the door, out to the wharf.
Dean! Break loose! Let me get a shot at it!
I was trying to get clear of the light before Ellen could blast me with that gun, and I made it. But Dean broke loose, came in me swinging. He slipped and staggered up against the dock railing. The railing broke, split in two, and we went over the side. We struggled back up to the surface. Dean's hands were clenched on my throat, and I couldn't break his grip. Ellen started firing from the wharf above us, not knowing who she'd hit and not caring. I took a deep breath and dragged Dean under the surface. But his hands were still on my throat, and I couldn't break loose. My lungs were bursting. My strength was going fast. I brought up my knee. He fell away from me. I was free to fight my way back up to the surface. I swam around in circles, getting my breath, watching for Dean, but he didn't come up. He didn't come up for 2 days. When I climbed up the ladder onto the wharf, Ellen was nowhere in sight. I heard somebody running toward me, saw the flashing red light back at the land end of the pier, and I knew why she'd left. Dan McKay and his boys.
Johnny! Johnny!
Hey, over here, Dan.
Are you all right, Johnny?
Yeah, I'm all right. Do you see Ellen, Brawley?
Well, some girl ran up the wharf there toward that cruiser.
That boat's got a booby trap on it. Come on, Dan.
All right. What's she doing here?
She was in on it, too. Dean's in the water, drowned, I guess.
Look, there she is, climbing down off the wharf.
Ellen, stop.
She's on the cruiser.
No.
Ellen!
She's gonna try... Look out!
Get down! Flat on your face. If she opens that hand...
Blown to bits.
Booby trap. They had it rigged for me, and she... No. She didn't know about it. That wasn't meant for me. They were both pulling a double cross. Dean set that trap for her. End of expense account, except hotel and plane fare back home. Total $547.60. Well, it looks like the company pays off on this one, Dave. The ship owner was innocent. But you'll make it back. I really feel sorry for Captain Brawley. He commanded his own quarterdeck for 25 years. Strong and proud and unafraid. He had a wife once named Molly Kay, and a ship named Molly Kay. And he had a daughter, too. And now the sea has taken all of them away from him, and left him cast up on the beach, a broken old man. Bitter, beaten, alone. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here's our star, Bob Bailey, to tell you about next week's story.
Thanks. Next week, the case of a man who didn't exist, except for one thing. He suddenly showed up. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by Les Crutchfield, the entire production is under the direction of Jack Johnstone. Heard in this week's cast were Virginia Gregg, Peter Leeds, Barney Phillips, Victor Perrin, James McCallion, and Hy Averback. Be sure to join us on Monday night, same time and station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Welcome back. Well, it's worth noting because listeners are going to figure it out anyway. I'll get some emails on it if I don't mention it, so I'll go ahead and mention it. This particular episode of Johnny Dollar represents a very rare writing fail on behalf of the writers. The key point here is at the end of part 4, Johnny discovers the daughter's perfume at the scene of the crime. And in this one, despite that, he's, just as clueless and innocent as a lamb about her possible guilt and complicity in the matter. And I can't help but think that that sort of slip may have been a result of the requirements and the expectations of getting out these 5-part Johnny Dollar stories. The way it sounds to me, it sounds like that the writer intended for this to come out, as he was holding her in this episode, but that somehow or another, it may have been, we want to have a cliffhanger, something that'll have the audience ready to listen. So it looks like the author, went in and he wrote the cliffhanger into part 4 and then forgot, that it was a big reveal in part 5. So a rare lapse here on Johnny Dollar. A couple names in the credits worth noting. Barney Phillips, really solid as Captain Brawley, and Virginia Gregg. I wish we had more detailed cast credits for these. I wouldn't be surprised if she played the one-time girlfriend of Johnny and the daughter of the captain. I think she could have pulled both of them off. And she has done multiples. There are a few surviving scripts that show Virginia Gregg's versatility. All right, well, now we turn to listener comments and feedback, and we have an iTunes review from the Bird Lady. I just started listening to this podcast after listening to all the Dragnet ones for the second time. The first time, the commentary is interesting. After that, I can recite the words myself. That being said, the sound quality is good, and I really enjoy the variety and quality of the podcast. I will probably start on Dragnet again. I am hooked and listen to it every day. Well, thanks so much for listening. Well, that will do it for today. Join us back here on Monday for our next episode of Johnny Dollar. Next week, on Friday, we'll bring you part 2 of Call for a Columnist. And join us tomorrow for the lineup. Well, I do want to encourage you today, let you know that we have a couple of articles up at greatdetectives.net this weekend. On Saturday, we go ahead and I've got my review of the 1996 Poirot telefilm, Dumb Witness, And then on Sunday, I continue my countdown of the radio's 100 most essential people, and we present number 4, so greatdetectives.net. And you can also subscribe to that on your Kindle and get those articles delivered to you automatically. Well, we actually have quite a big gap in the lineup in terms of episodes. The last episode we played you was from February 22nd of 1951. This next episode is 15 weeks later, on June 12th of 1951. So here is the Harrowing Haggada handball case. That's the Harrowing Haggada handball case. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take you now behind the scenes of a police headquarters in a great American city, where under the cold, glaring lights will pass before us the innocent, the vagrant, the thief, the murderer. This is The Lineup.
Hi, Ben. Hi. I put Loeb down on the first row. He's right over there.
Oh, thanks, Glenn.
How are you, Leonard?
Oh, hello, Lieutenant.
How do you feel?
Pretty good, I guess. A little uncomfortable keeping my arm up like this.
Yeah. How long will you have to keep the cast on?
About 4 months, the doctor said. Bullet shattered the bone, and they had to put a new piece in.
That's tough luck.
You think you got the guy?
Well, if it's the same one you picked out of the mud file.
Your attention, please. You people out there on the other side of the wire in the audience room, may I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Greb, Sergeant Matt Greb. I'll explain the lineup to you. Each of the suspects you will see will be numbered. I'll call up a number, then name and charge. If you have any questions or identifications, please remember the number assigned to the prisoner as I call his name. At the end of each line, when I ask for questions or identifications, call out the number. If you're sure or not too sure of the suspect, have him held. The officers who took your name will assist you. They're seated among you. The questions I ask these suspects are merely to get a natural tone of voice, so do not pay too much attention to their answers, as they often lie. Bring on the line. All right, boys, keep it moving. Right over here to the end of the stage. That's it. Now turn and face front, hands to your side. Now when I call your number, step out and talk up so the people in the back of the room can hear you. All right. Number 1, Elliot Busher, it's out. Where do you live, Elliot?
154
West 108th Street. What's that?
Number 3.
Yeah, an apartment.
The small guy. That's the guy.
Where do you work?
sure?
I'm a
Yeah,
commercial
that's him.
fisherman. I work
He's the
for
one that was
myself.
driving.
Now, we'll wait till he comes up. I want you to be
wait.
positive.
Okay.
What started the fight?
The guy made a remark.
What did you hit him with?
The gaff.
That's a sharp hook, isn't it?
Yeah, I use it to haul in fish. You gaff him.
Who was the man you used it on?
The guy works for me.
You found any of the other men, Lieutenant?
No, I don't even know who they are yet.
Well, that third guy up there would know.
If he's the one.
He is. I was a cop for a long time, too, you know. I got memory. He drove that car.
Where do you live, Pete?
433 and a half North Lincoln, Sergeant.
Where do you work?
I ain't been.
Where did you work?
Fighter. Used to be a fighter. Lightweight. A little heavy now.
Any weapons?
Huh?
Any weapons on you when you were arrested?
Nah, I just climbed into the place. I didn't want to hurt nobody.
Where are you from, Pete?
Detroit. I've been here a couple of months, I guess. I couldn't find nothing to do. Can't fight no more. Got blind in this eye.
Did you have a car?
No. Where am I going to get a car?
Okay, Pete, step back.
Yeah, okay.
Number 3, Cully Price, armed robbery. Where do you live, Cully?
Lexington Avenue. 774 North, Lexington Hotel.
That's him.
What's your business, Cully?
No business.
Come on, talk up, Cully.
I'm not working.
You have any weapons on you?
Yeah, 38.
38 what? Revolver, automatic?
Automatic.
Can you people out there hear him?
Oh.
Now you heard what I said, Cully.
Yeah.
All right, talk up. It's a long way to the back of the room.
Sure, okay.
You own a car, Cully?
No.
You were driving one at the time of the robbery?
I wasn't in no robbery.
You sure that's him?
Where are you from, Cully?
I was closer than this when he drove away.
Sergeant Greb,
Yes, Lieutenant.
hold number 3 for interrogation.
squash tonight?
Sure. Just you and me?
Well, Quine and Asher are on duty. Maybe we can pick up a couple of others at the club.
You're gonna lose.
Like the last time?
Oh, I was tired.
Oh,
Hello, Cully.
how are you?
I'd like to make this short.
Okay, it's up to you. I didn't do nothing.
Now, you just listen.
Okay.
The Spartan payroll was struck up.
So what? Just listen.
4 men wearing masks walked in and walked out with $100,000.
A guard was shot, but he got a good look at the driver of the getaway car. Can I smoke? Nope. Okay.
The guard says you were driving the car.
He's blind. You don't want to make it short. I want to make it plenty short. Just take my word and let me go. That's short.
He picked you out of the mug pile before we hauled you off that bus.
And so we made a mistake.
Okay, Cully.
Now, look, I'm telling you the truth. I wasn't in no rob. Three-time loser. Yeah.
One more rap, you get life.
Oh, you're going to work, huh? You've been here before. You know the routine. Yeah, and it don't scare me.
Where'd you get the $5,000 you had on you?
I won it. Where? On a horse.
What horse?
Sound off. What race?
What race? What track?
Fifth. What track? I don't know. I bet them all. Look it up.
What were you doing the day before yesterday?
Stayed home.
Who was in on the robbery with you?
I wasn't in no robbery.
Who were you driving the car for?
I wasn't driving no car. How much did you bet on that horse? Huh? How much did you bet on that horse? Enough to win me $5,000.
What were the odds?
I don't remember. I bet every day.
What day did you bet this horse?
Yesterday.
We picked you up getting on the bus at 11 o'clock in the morning.
No. No, it wasn't yesterday. Day before? Yeah, I think so.
Where did you bet it?
Out of books. I thought you said you stayed home. Well, I went out. A guy can't stay in all the time.
Who were the other 4 men in on the stick-up?
I don't know what you're talking about. You read the papers, don't you? I didn't read about no robbery.
You must have bet a lot of money to win $5,000.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it?
I had it. Won it. I do pretty good on the races.
What was the name of the book?
Look, I don't want to get into no trouble. You were identified as the man driving the getaway car. I tell you, I didn't drive no car.
Where were you going on the bus?
Out of town.
Where?
New York. Look, I wasn't driving no car. I wasn't in no...
Sure you were.
No. Who were the other 4 men? I don't know. Look, can I have a drink of water?
No.
You were in your apartment that day? Yeah. And you went out to the bookmaker? Yeah.
What else did you do?
I stayed in.
All day?
Yeah. I was tired. I listened to the race. Didn't you go out for food? No.
Who were they, Cully? Who were the other men?
There wasn't any other men. I don't know what you're talking about. You'll get life, Cully. For what? For what I didn't do?
We've got enough to convict you right now.
All right, then do it. Go ahead.
We want the other 4 men.
Give us their names. Nuts!
Tell me some more about that horse you won $5,000 on.
No!
Got a cigarette, Matt?
Yeah. Come on, will you? Lay off, will you? Look, come on, you've been working on me for 4 hours now. My gosh, it has been. Yeah. Lay off, for Pete's sake. I'm a little thirsty.
You bet the races all the time, huh, Cully?
Yeah, all the time. You want one, Ben?
Yeah.
Look, can I please have a drink, huh? Here.
Thanks, man. How come you only got $5,000 out of a $100,000 job?
I didn't get the fry from a job. I got it, but... Come on, Cully. Okay.
Who were the other 4 men?
Lou Holstetter, Jack Facio, David James, and Martin Fleischman. Fleischman? Yeah.
He just got out 2 months ago.
Yeah, he figured the job. He would. I got a flat $5,000, and they split the take. All I did was drive. Now, give me a drink of water. I'm losing my voice. number 3.
Oh. I told Quine we'd be up here.
You get out on APB?
Yeah. Descriptions on all of them. I hope we get Fleischman first. He's so smart he never argues. He'd just tell us who the rest were.
You ready to get beat?
I'm ready to find out if you can. Okay, serve it up.
All right.
Oh, that was a lucky shot.
What do you mean, lucky?
Sure was.
Yeah, in here, Quine.
Oh, I'm just getting started.
Well, you're lucky, boy. I felt it tonight.
Yeah, you can't even get out of your own way.
Oh. Hello, athlete.
What's up?
Patrolman thinks he's got fascio spotted. I got the building stake out. You want to come along, or should I take it? We'll come.
We got time for a fast shower?
You can take it after you get fascio. If it is him, he's in a steam bath. Oh, he might even stick around for a rub down. Which one?
Last booth on the end.
Okay. You go on back to the front.
Hey, there's customers in the other booth. Ain't gonna be no shooting.
He's getting a rub down, isn't he?
Yeah?
Where's his clothes?
In the other room.
Well, I don't think he's got a gun with him. Quine, go check his clothes. Okay. Show me.
Yeah, sure.
Hey!
What's going on?
I got a customer. What are you doing?
Get up, Facio.
Hey, look, you guys.
Relax.
You ain't got no
Relax.
business.
Let's go, Facio.
I threw these guys out. You want Mr. Facio?
Police.
Huh?
Oh. Come on, Facio.
Yeah. Sure.
Hey, who's gonna pay for this mess?
If I had known I was going to get this kind of a workout, I wouldn't have suggested squash.
Scenes with the phrase household word is the name of Bing Crosby. For years, Bing has set the styles in American music. You and your entire family are invited to join Bing every Wednesday evening over most of these same CBS stations. That's Wednesday night, Bing's Night on the Air. The Bing Crosby Show, an American listening tradition.
Oh, Facio, how's the nose?
It hurts. It's busted.
You look much better.
It's hard to breathe. We've been puttering in your garden, Facio. You sure have a green thumb. Huh?
$18,000 we dug up, Facio.
In an old empty grapefruit can. Imagine our surprise. I don't trust banks.
With your circle of friends, I don't blame you. You've never been such a smooth operator, Facio. How come your end was so much more than Cully's?
Who's Cully? Oh, look, let's not play hide and seek anymore. I already got a blister digging in your devil grass.
We've got a signed confession from Cully. It's only a matter of time until we get your playmates.
Martin Fleischman, Lou Holstetter, and David James. Right, Facio? Now, do you still want to waste time? And I recommended Cully for the job. $5,000 he got. He ain't made that in 2 years. Why, when I run into him, he was tending bar in some sloppy saloon. I took him to see Marty, got him a suit of clothes, loaned him $100 and let him sleep on my couch. Had to get it clean, too. Crummy bum got hair oil all over the upholstery. Ouch.
You'll have to stop talking through your nose for a while, Facio. But don't stop talking. Where do we find the rest of the boys?
I don't know. I don't get hasty. I just don't know. Holstetter was leaving the state. James I never knew before. He was Marty's idea. What about Marty? Marty's smart. You'll have trouble finding Marty.
Where'd you see him last?
Look, Lieutenant, I'm not trying to be difficult. I know when to play it cozy. It's just my nose hurts.
Well, I'll have the doc look at it again, Facio. After you tell us all you know.
Teletype from Illinois, Ben. They picked up Hofstadter.
Good.
See, I told you he left the state.
Pick a couple of men. Send them up on extradition.
Right.
Well, 3 down, 2 to go. Where's Fleischman, Facio?
I mean it, fellas. If I was you, I wouldn't know where to start looking for Marty. He's covered up good if I know Marty. Only he doesn't know we're looking for him yet. What are his habits? What does he do with his spare time? Well, he reads a lot. Ancient history he likes. I used to meet him at the library once in a while and drive him home. He never learned to drive.
Which library?
Big one in Central. You wouldn't go there now. Marty's too smart to go anywhere for a while.
Matt, put a stake out on every library in town.
Right. It's worth a try. Ah, you're wasting your time. Marty's too smart. I'd sure like a smoke, Lieutenant. Wonder if it'd hurt my nose.
Oh, yeah. Try it and find out.
Say,
Huh?
you using a different brand of coffee?
Well, it's that instant stuff. I thought I'd try it. Saves emptying the grounds. You like it?
Oh, it's not bad. Did I tell you Molly's going away for a week?
Yeah, where?
Oh, visit her mother. It'll do her good to get away for a while.
Well, what are you going to do?
Well, I thought we might,
I got Holstetter out here, Ben.
I'll bring him in.
Come on, Holstetter. Lieutenant.
Last time she went away, you were like a lost puppy. Yeah. Hello, Holstetter. Sit down.
Thanks.
Glad to have you back. You should let us know when you leave town.
Look, I'm not in the mood. Get to it, huh? All right, Holstetter. We want a full confession on the spot and hold up. Do we get it now or later?
We've got Cully and Fascio signed and sealed. Your name is very prominent in the statements.
So?
So don't be a fool, Holstetter. We don't need your confession. You just do yourself a favor.
You're a lucky boy. That guard's still alive, fella. Not the way you planned it. I didn't shoot her.
Yeah. Go ahead, Holstetter. You were saying... Guthrie. Yeah? Are you sure? Then don't take him unless he comes out before I get there. Yeah. Come on, Matt. We may have Fleischman. You'll excuse us, won't you, Holstetter? This is Fleischman. You boys will have a fourth for bridge. Sergeant Quine will entertain you while you're gone. Hi, Asher. Pretty sure it's Flashman, all right. Patrolman on the beat spotted him. I went up and took a look. He's in the ancient history section. What's the setup? Well, it's not very crowded in there. I was afraid to send too many boys up. Get suspicious. I've got 2 men in there with him now. 1 man in the hall. 2 men up there at the entrance.
Anybody with him?
Didn't spot any. Just sitting there reading. Let's take him. Room at the end. You get the play squash?
Oh, some.
James? Yeah. That's Fleischman.
Is there something I can do for you?
Please, stay here, Asher. Fleischman?
Oh.
Let's keep it quiet, Fleischman.
Certainly. I was just reading The Rise and Fall of the Roman Empire. You know it, Lieutenant?
Read it in school.
Should read it again. Very interesting.
Let's go.
I'm surprised to see you boys. Very frankly, didn't expect it.
Let's go.
Is this an arrest? A Spartan payroll. We've got everybody but David James. Oh, sorry, miss. All right, boys. I'll have to return this book.
Okay.
Thank you, miss.
Oh, why, yes, certainly.
I'd like to check it out, but I'm afraid I couldn't afford the overtime. Good day.
Good day, sir.
I'd like to find David James.
Would it help me?
Might.
I'm quite sure you can find him on his boat.
His boat?
He lives on it. David is a sort of a seagoing hermit. Doesn't care much for people.
Where's the boat?
The end of River Street, South Landing. It's registered under Smith. All right, let's have your right wrist. Certainly. It rose and fell.
Rome?
Fleischman.
Yeah. You want a boat?
Yeah. Which one belongs to Smith?
Ain't for rent. He don't rent it.
Which one is it?
Catch, one right down there. End of the slip.
On the left?
Yeah.
Okay. You better get off the dock. Might be some trouble.
Trouble?
Police. Take him with you, Asher. Let's go, Pop.
Hey, you want Smith?
I'll tell you all about it, Pop. Let's go.
Okay.
Pretty open. Well, we'll just call him out. If he doesn't like the idea, give it to him. Maybe if we got on that other boat across the slip. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Oh, I got grease all over me. Doggone.
Keep your head down. David James! James! You're boxed in. Come on out with your hands up.
He doesn't want to cooperate.
James! Whole area's surrounded. You haven't got... Everybody okay?
Yeah.
I got a face full of wood. Give me that Thompson.
You'll throw slugs all over the bay.
I'll aim low. James! We'll give you one more chance. Come out with your hands up. Okay.
All right. Put that thing away. Throw your gun out.
There he comes.
Both hands up, James. I can't. You hit the other one.
Walk over this way.
Okay. You guys sure ain't got no consideration. My boat is full of holes.
All right. Give me your wrist.
That's a $6,000 catch. You ruined it. Be at the bottom in a couple of hours.
Look, friend, we did you a favor. After you do your 20 years, you just get seasick anyway.
The lineup, where before you pass the innocent, the vagrant, the thief, the murderer. Listen again next week when we again bring you the lineup.
May I have your attention, please? You people out there on the other side of the wire in the audience room, may I have your attention, please? Thank you. My name is Greb. Sergeant Matt Greb. I'll explain the lineup to you. Each of the suspects you will see will be numbered. I'll call out the number, the name, and charge. If you have any questions or identification, please remember the number assigned to the prisoner as I call his name. At the end of each line, when I ask for questions or identification, call out the number. If you're sure or not too sure of the suspect, have him held. The officers that took your name will assist you in
The lineup, starring Bill Johnstone as Lieutenant Ben Guthrie and Wally Mayer as Sergeant Matt Greb, is written by Blake Edwards and Dick Quine, with music by Eddie Dunstetter. Featured in tonight's cast were Hy Averback, Jim Nusser, Harry Lang, Eddie Marr, Junius Matthews, Ray Hartman, Dave Young, and Mary Shipp. The lineup is produced and directed in Hollywood by Jaime Del Valle. Gregory Peck is your star on Suspense, radio's outstanding theater of thrills this Thursday night. Mr. Peck will star in a suspense drama as up-to-date as tonight's radio news, a story that deals with narcotics and sales to teenagers. Be listening for Gregory Peck when Suspense is heard this Thursday on most of these same CBS stations. Dan Coverly speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Welcome back. Well, Handball didn't seem to play a big role in this story, but most of these, the titles really not announced, just kind of for internal use, and the person who wrote them had some fun with them. It was Handball that was the outstanding features. We've kind of seen this track 'em down sort of story before on the lineup. By the way, to let you know what some of the missing episodes were we had. There was the Molly About 7 case, the Check Killer case, the Weeping Willie case, the Farmer's Flimsy Fence case, the Lapinish Lighter Upper case, the Callow Car Stealing case, the River Road Roysters case, the Brommel and Bellows Bloody Bullet case, the Fouled Up Freeganese Follow-Up case, the Caddish Canine Cut-Up case, the Repellent Razor Ripper's Rendezvous case, the Meek Marauding Mechanic, the Hiccuping Hamster Hymostat case, and the Red Shirt case. Some of those are a mouthful. I don't know if they would have been as interesting as the title, but I just want to let you know the ones that are missing. We have a while, actually, till our next lost episode, though. We have, at least a few weeks yet. So join us back here next week for the next episode of the lineup. And then on Monday, we begin a new Johnny Dollar adventure. In the meanwhile, send your comments to Box13 at GreatDetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter, Radio Detectives, and become one of our friends on Facebook, Facebook.com/Radio Detectives. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.